Okay. As usual, I will see if everything's coming in just fine. I'm going to check my sound settings one last time. Alright, I tried to make sure all the sound settings were good before we started. But am I coming in just fine, guys? You know how this is now. I pretty much begin every single live stream now with these questions. I come in just fine, all good. Alright, that's good. Alright, so for this live stream, we're going to begin with a Q&A session, and then I'll move on to the game I have planned for this live stream, which is Sonic 2, Sonic 3 Edition. Wrap that around your head for a little bit. But, yeah, it's just going to be me tonight. Pretty much, 'cause I know you guys that specifically just watch Somecallmejohnny, or, you know, gone nearly 3 weeks now without a review, and I know the next one is you know, Dust and Elysian Tale, but like I said at the end of the Bastion review, that I'm working on an animation for Chimney Swift right now, and once I get that finished, then I can begin working on Dust. And right now I'm about 1 week away from finishing it, because I'm trying to have it done before he gets back from his wedding/honeymoon. And you know, we're really good friends, and I want to make sure I get that thing done beforehand before I do anything else, because, you know, once I finish that up, then I can review Dust, then I can review Minecraft, and then I can head into my next marathon, which is Classic Mega Man. I know a lot of you guys have been asking that, and no, I will not be doing any Bubsy. There won't be any Bubsy today. Fortunately, if you guys well, anyway, so on the chat over here, as you can see, we use this hand there. I have it on slow mode, just in case I get bombarded, so I can actually read some of these questions. If it ends up moving too slow, I may just deactivate it. Whatever happens, I suppose. But anyway, that was pretty much what's going on right now. I mean, in terms of all the other channels, everything is pretty much working fine, with 1 or 2 hiccups, but that happens when you have 3 people with entirely different schedules, and they all have to come together to meet up at one session, and something happens, and unfortunately we can't really do anything about that until we meet up again, which is why there was no Persona parts for this week. I mean, me and Matt did try to record parts 15 and 16 via Skype, using, you know, also recording our voices like Audacity and GarageBand, but the end result when I was editing up that stuff in the morning ended up being a complete mess. There was a lot of lag, and I can only edit around that for so long, and I figured, you know what, this isn't working. I'll just wait, and I'll take the hit, I'll take the loss, and I'll just wait until me and Matt can meet up again, so we can properly record parts 15 and 16 and get more Persona parts, properly record it and all that. But that's pretty much what's going on over there. You know, Brain Scratch, I hope you guys are enjoying Paper Mario and Metroid Prime. Especially, I love Metroid Prime, and really glad we were able to get to that. And yeah, I mean, that's pretty much the general status right now. With, you know, I know Somecallmejohnny has been neglected for about 3 weeks, and I'm really multitasking can be a real pain in the ass at times. I can't tell you how much it is, but I feel is that until I get this animation done, I'm just not going to be in the right state of mind to do any of the sort of stuff for reviewing and all that stuff, and that's pretty much how that works. So some of you may or may not have known this already. It all depends on whether or not you're familiar with the Sonic Retro forums and all that stuff. But yes, if you guys are familiar with Sage, I think it's called, is like the it's like an annual contest where people showcase their Sonic the Hedgehog ROM hacks or fan games to win a contest, and people are, you know, you get to select judges, and you get people that play test that stuff, and they give their opinions on it. I'm not a judge for this one, but I will be reviewing every single entry that's included in the contest. So look forward to that as soon as the games are announced. Once they are, I will download them, I will play test them, I will review them, I will bring attention to it. So yeah, that's generally what I have planned. I think that's going to happen around August. And oh, there's I don't know if you guys can hear that. those are early fireworks going on outside, which is typical for Philadelphia. Well, pretty much typical. I'm pretty sure that's typical for any city in the United States. They actually light fireworks and shit before July 4th actually occurs. I like it because there was a time and place where I used to light up my own fireworks. Not all legal, mind you. But I like that because I do like Independence Day. It's always a nice night to go outside and look up in the sky and see what kind of fireworks people have out on display. But generally, yeah, like the next major thing I have going on in the Sonic universe is I will be reviewing entries in the Sonic the Hedgehog hacking contest. I'll post a video with more information on that as it gets closer to its date. But that's generally one thing I'm very looking much forward to. And yeah, that's pretty much what's going on right now. So let me see here. I have the chat window here on the actual XSplit here, but I also I'm actually looking at the live chat here too on the actual page. Let me see. Have you given Paper Mario another chance? I like Paper Mario. Oh, you're talking about the original. Oh, the original, no, I still haven't touched. Since we did the commentary for Brain Scratch, you know, I'll play Thousand Year Door, no problem. I absolutely love Thousand Year Door. But original Paper Mario, that's just going to be one I need to have absolutely nothing else in my schedule to even consider sitting on my ass and playing, just for the sake of playing it. Let me see what else we got here. How much am I in touch with my Puerto Rican heritage? Not that much, to be perfectly honest. I mean, the only family I have in Puerto Rico is my grandmother and my aunt and my uncle on my father's side, and that's about it. Like the last time I was in Puerto Rico was in 1994, I believe. I was 7 years old. That's actually where I got my Super Nintendo. The first console I ever got was a Super Nintendo, and it was at Puerto Rico. It was at a Toys R Us in Puerto Rico. I got Super Mario World and Batman Returns. So the first two games I ever owned for myself. And yeah, but other than that though, like I keep in touch with my father, who visits Puerto Rico every once in a while, and he's pretty much my go-to contact to keep in touch with family, you know, across this country. But other than that, I'm Puerto Rican by heritage only. I'm about as white as I can get. In terms of personality, I don't even speak a lick of Spanish. I don't even understand much of Spanish to begin with. Oh yeah, and I haven't really announced any of this yet either, but Hellfire Comms will be doing a Zeldathon in August, and I volunteered for that. I will be playing Zelda 2, The Adventure of Link, when it's my time to play up. It's for charity, and I figured if I can help a charitable organization by just sending my ass and playing a video game that I absolutely hate, then why not? You know, I'll do it. I'm trying to see if I can play the Japanese version, which is easier, but unfortunately it's no English text, so you won't get I am error. You'll just get a lot of warbly text noises, but I'm not exactly sure yet. But that's generally what's going on, and that's happening August as well. I believe August 11th was the date I will be scheduled to play Zelda 2 for the Hellfire Con Zeldathon. So I'm looking forward to that. I say, so what else do we have here? Let me see, have I gotten any chance to play any of the Jak and Daxter games? No. Actually, one of the things I was looking for when I was at Too Many Games this few weeks ago, I was actually looking for the Jak and Daxter HD collection for the PS3, and just so I can have all the games in one, you know, one convenient bundle. But I didn't see it there, and then when I went to the GameStop after Too Many Games to get The Last of Us and Animal Crossing New Leaf, I was looking for that too, but I ended up not finding it. So I'm pretty much probably just gonna have to get it off Amazon to see you know, to own the actual Jak and Daxter games, because those are games I always were mildly curious about since they were first released. You know, it was Naughty Dog, and I love Naughty Dog, what they did with the Crash series, and I hear it was pretty much like that, only not. But I think it's about time I finally give that series a bit of attention, and especially right after Elliot did Sly Cooper for the Let's Play channel. even that's not Naughty Dog, that's Sucker Punch. I'm thinking, it's like, well, if I'm missing something like this, then I really should go back and start playing those games. And Jack and Daxter, as far as I'm aware, has a pretty major fan base, so why not? Oh, and about the Last of Us, which I have beaten at this point. If I can just give a quick opinion on it, it's okay. It's pretty solid. I do have my problems with it, mostly from a story perspective, but I don't want to go too into that in case there's a lot of you that plan on getting The Last of Us. As of now, I do believe it is worth the $60 price tag, especially when you don't have just a new player. Single player. You also have New Game Plus for when you complete the game, which is always a plus in my book. I love New Game Plus. Blasting through everything with upgraded weapons and all that. You also have like the online multiplayer factions and shit like that, which always does a good job adding replayability to the game. But like graphically speaking, I think the game looks gorgeous. Story-wise, I do like some of the characters. I love some of the characters. I don't like all the characters. I think it's pretty obvious. I think my favorite character is actually Elle, just because I just like her pretty much a smart-ass approach to a lot of things, and she's a 14-year-old without actually being a 14-year-old, and I always like that sort of character. Joel, the main character who you control as, sort of bothers me on some aspects, and not really someone I can relate to for the most part, except for his I feel for him when he and what happens to him in the beginning of the game, but other than that, the rest of the game, it kind of like he's the hero, but I really don't feel like I'm controlling a hero. But so far, so good. It's not. I don't think it's best game ever. Mandatory must buy, but what I've played, I enjoyed, and well, let's put it this way. The first time I picked it up, when I put it in the PS3, I did the system patch and all that shit. I played it for about 6 hours straight, and then I stopped for about a week, and then just a few days ago, I played for about 8 hours straight because I kind of lost track of time. And to me, I guess that's a good sign. And well, I'll leave that whether or not to you is this something that's worth your time or not. All right, so I know I cannot walk the dinosaur. I can't even. I can get on the floor, but I assure you it's from fatigue. Okay, so what else do we have here? Thoughts on Metal Gear Solid 5? Look forward to it. I think I've stated plenty of times at this point that I'm sort of sick of Big Boss. Because there's. I'd imagine something like Big Boss has a lot of stories to tell. It's just that when you have games like Metal Gear Solid, Metal Gear Solid 2, Metal Gear Solid 4 especially, Big Boss is not dead, and he has there's no threat of him ever dying in the prequel games. But then again, that's really not the point of like games like Metal Gear Solid 3 or Peace Walker or Portable Ops. You're playing that just to get more character development from Big Boss. But there's something inside me that really hopes that Metal Gear Solid 5 is the last Big Boss title, and I think it will be, considering the timeline of where Metal Gear Solid 5 takes place. One question though is is Ground Zero now completely just merged completely with Metal Gear Solid 5, or are those two still separate titles that they just happen to be neglecting one in favor of the other? I mean, to me personally, I think Ground Zero should just fuse with Metal Gear Solid 5 and just leave it at that. I mean, have Metal Gear Solid 5 to be like the biggest Metal Gear Solid game ever created, and leave it at that. But so far, I haven't really heard anything more about Ground Zeroes more than I had Metal Gear Solid 5. But that's pretty much what I have to say about that. So okay, what do we got here? Oh yeah, my my thoughts on I know this is about a week and a half late, but not my 2 weeks actually. I very easily lose track of time when I'm like I'm in the middle of animating stuff. But apparently Microsoft they switched their DRM policies that nobody liked, and I gotta say I'm happy that they did. But at the same time, I don't know. They have to do they got to do a lot more than that than just win back the crowd, because what they've been doing like for the last few months is just abysmal in terms of marketing and just PR. And yeah, there's something inside me that says that it could be too little, too late. You know, I'm glad that they're not enforcing these policies anymore, but come holiday season, I'm still buying a PS4. You know, I'm still not going to be touching an Xbox One until now. At this point in time, it's really now I'm just waiting for the killer app. You know, you got to give me a very good reason to buy the system in the first place. I mean, now that the biggest problem is out of the way, when I look at the console itself and I see the games, I think about the E3 conference again, where they did show off a lot of games, but you know, I still have to consider, you know, the console itself, the mandatory Connect, and it's just, from a hardware perspective, just not attractive to me. And I don't think it's going to be unless there's some kick-ass must-play game that I could only get on Xbox One. But I don't see that happening, because if I look back at my through my 360 collection, I know you guys can't really see that, but you know, a lot of these games that I see here are games I can get on the PS3. But the only reason why I got them on the 360 to begin with is because I actually like the 360's. Actually, it's right here. I actually do like the 360's controller for like certain games. Like if I were to play like a hack and slasher like Devil May Cry or Bayonetta, you know, that sort of controller to me is perfect for that sort of thing. Like to me, I love the PlayStation controller for like 2D games, and it's because I love the DualShock's digital. I love the DualShock's D-pad. You know, it's very sexy. But mainly the reason why I get games for the 360 is because I prefer the 360 controller for 3D games. You know, Sonic, Resident Evil, all that sort of thing. But with me getting the PS4 in about a few months, then I'll have no problem getting accustomed to the you know, the DualShock controller again, if it means getting a console that I am more favorable towards. That's not Microsoft. But yeah, I mean the Xbox One. Just lower the chair a bit here. I mean, the Xbox One's controller is pretty much like the same as the controller we have now, only it's like a little more sleek. I believe the analog is still a little more refined, so that it feels good on the fingers. But that's not enough. Now it's just a matter of games, I guess, and what they're going to showcase that'll make me want to shell out the $500 to buy the system. Like, that's another reason why I won't get the Xbox One right now, because right now it's $100 more expensive than the PS4. You know, and price means a lot, especially in my case where you know, I got bills to pay and I can't go splurging on games all the time. I got to conserve money, and so far the PS4 is a hell of a lot more attractive than the Xbox One. In terms of controllers, I see this question here by Courtney Maverick. My favorite gaming controller of all time is probably, I want to see GameCube, but at the same time, I really do like the 360 controller. Actually, you know, that thing right there is comfortable. I love the way this thing is designed. I really do. The analog sticks are in the right place. The D-pad's a piece of shit, but the way the buttons are placed, the triggers, the bumpers, this is a very sexy controller. I love that. I love that controller. But the GameCube in itself, though, the reason why I love it is because it fits so well in your hands. You know, and it's you guys that keep up on my Facebook, I mentioned that I got the GameCube adapter for the Wii U that allows me to use my GameCube controller for when I'm playing Wii games on the Wii U, because you know there's no GameCube ports on the Wii U system, and I do that for a reason, because I love the GameCube controller. It fits so well in your hands. The buttons are all in the right place, and for a majority of the games that are on the GameCube really work well with how the buttons are mapped out, and I really couldn't ask for anything else besides 360 controller, obviously. And again, I add the DualShock controller for Sony. I love for when I'm playing 2D games. 3D games, though. The one thing I really don't like about the controllers in the PS3's case is that the analog sticks don't feel as tight as the a 360's controller. But then again, that could change with the PS4, so we'll have to wait and see. Alright, so let me check here. Of course, as soon as I'm done the question, everyone just starts, the chat box just starts exploding. Let me see. Am I looking forward to the Catherine commentary? Yes, you guys are, any of you that are subscribed to Brain Scratch Archives will be aware of what exactly we have uploaded and what we have planned. Catherine, you know what? I'm actually I'm expecting Catherine to be very similar to Pikmin in how we approach that. Like Pikmin, I had no idea what was going on. I had pretty much had to rely on Ted and Ryan to tell me about the game, and then I just ran with whatever they were saying, make fun of any elements that I thought I saw fit. I'm expecting the same with Catherine because I know Lewis is going to say so much about that game, and I'm not sure whether or not Ryan has anything to say about either. But if they have so much to say about it, then I don't think it'll matter. I really did try to give Catherine a chance. I actually got that, I think, about 2 years ago for myself, and the story didn't grab me. I felt like I've seen this sort of thing millions of times before, and I wasn't a fan of the puzzle, the way the game works. You know, the whole pushing blocks to get higher and higher into the tower. I just wasn't getting into it. And if from what I hear, Catherine is one of those games you play for the story, not so much for the gameplay. And if I didn't really find the story that interesting to begin with, then that's kind of a no diff for me, unfortunately. But in terms of commentary, I think that'll be different because I don't have to worry about playing the game. I can just watch the cutscenes and gameplay at my leisure and poke fun at Lewis whenever he fucks up. Okay. Jesus Christ. So, oh yeah, you guys are, yes, we are doing another Halloween Fest for the Let's Play channel. We're actually going to start recording stuff for that in September, so we have a consistent upload schedule for October. Not all the games are set in just yet, but we do plan on doing another Resident Evil game, most likely Resident Evil 3. I think Matt will be handling that. I think Elliot or Matt wants to do Amnesia, The Dark Descent. I've heard of the game and I've actually seen it in action. Me, on the other hand, I have no idea what I want to do for Halloween Fest just yet. I'll probably get another Castlevania game in there, either Simon's Quest or probably Simon's Quest and Dracula's Curse, because I haven't shown any Castlevania love for SGB since I did Castlevania 1, almost 2 years ago. But if anything else comes to mind, then I'll definitely do it. But that's generally what I have planned right now for Halloween Fest for SGB. Thing is, though, for Simon's Quest, I'm not sure if I want to do that live or post commentary. That's one of those games where you think about doing live, and then you think about, oh wait a minute, I have to grind the fuck out of zombies for hearts so I can buy the whip upgrades or get white crystals or all that kind of shit. And you think about your partner, you think of Matt, you think of Elliot, and it's like, I really don't want them singing through all of that shit. So you think maybe I should just do a post commentary so I can edit out all that shit. But we'll see what happens. That's all I can really say at this point. All right, so let me see here. My favorite comic book hero. You know, I'd be lying if I said it wasn't Batman, because Batman is the one I usually turn to the most. You know, I've been. Well, the thing with that, though, is that I actually didn't begin reading Batman comics until the New 52. Before then, I would maybe every once in a while read one-shots. So not so much one-shots or Elseworlds. It's just that I actually like waiting until an anthology of stories are completed so I can buy the hardcover or the the paperback, so I can read the entire story arc in one sitting and not have to wait every month to get the continuation for something that may or may not be interesting to begin with. But oh yeah, I have Wolverine on my shirt. But yeah, but I got this shirt because I was actually a pretty big Wolverine nut in the mid '90s, but I actually don't. I don't actually read a lot of Marvel comics, to be perfectly honest. I've never really had an interest in Spider-Man. I never actually read an X-Men comic. I've watched the X-Men animated series show, and I've watched a bit of the Spider-Man animated series, which has aged terribly, by the way. But I never actually went out of my way to read the comics. Like, the only Marvel comics I have in the bathroom, because that's where I do all my reading, is like Marvel Zombies and stuff like that. But I only got those because I was morbidly curious, and those are fun in a black comedy sort of way. But in terms of like actual story arcs, Spider-Man, X-Men, Avengers, Iron Man, no, I never really had any interest in it. But maybe I'm missing out on something, I don't know. But I go to Batman because I've been familiar with Batman since the early '90s, and I'm following the New 52 storyline for not only him but also Justice League, and I'm liking what I read so far. It's keeping me entertained. The cost of the books are not that expensive. You can buy like the paperback for like $20, assuming you're not getting it online. Though I recommend you do get it online. But I don't know. Maybe one day I'll begin to expand my horizontals and start focusing on some Marvel heroes, especially since I really do love the Iron Man film series, and I do get a kick out of Spider-Man as well. But right now I'll wait it out just a little bit longer. Have I ever played Xenoblade Chronicles? No. Well, yeah. I don't know. I actually do have the game. It's right here. I got that day one when it came out. Haven't touched it since. It's part of the backlog. And you know what that means. It's in the backlog. I won't be playing it for a while. I still haven't touched Odin Sphere yet. I still have Final Fantasy 13 and 13-2. I still have Dark Souls. I still have... What else do I have here? I still have Rayman Origins. I haven't touched that yet. I have... What else do I have here? I know you guys can't really see it, but... Let's see. I have Ni no Kuni. I played about 2 hours of that, and then I stopped. Then, I have Sonic and Sega All-Stars Racing Transformed that I haven't really touched that yet. Like, the only 2 modern games that I've bought recently and actually sat on my ass to complete it was The Last of Us and BioShock Infinite, which I would recommend you play too, because that is also another game that really intrigued me, and I'm interested enough to go back and play the older BioShock games, because I never played BioShock 1 or 2. But, oh yeah, Metal Gear Rising, too. I have that, too. Oh, well. Are you and Matt planning on doing any Shin Megami Tensei series? The only one I know that is Matt, who I believe is on the chat. But I think right now we're just focusing on Persona. The Persona series, anyway. I'm not sure if Matt would want to immediately jump into Shin Megami Tensei. I don't really care. Whatever he does, I'll be there to sit down and watch him play. Yeah, okay, there's Matt right there. We'll be doing them more later on. So, later on, not exactly now. MagFest. Would I like to go to MagFest? That's in Maryland, right? I believe, off the top of my head. Anybody give me an answer on that? I'm waiting for the chat. With all the icons, cool Mario. I see Isaac, Super Meat Boy. Is that the robot from Destructoid? And Salt. Anyway, MagFest. That's in Maryland. I would like to go, but that's just not in my budget at the moment. And I see your offer. Was it Czechoslovakia? I appreciate that, but right now I just have a little too much on my plate to schedule around that, and I do appreciate it, but at the moment I can't do that. Okay, so what else do we have here? Oh yeah, I guess I should clarify a little bit on the Batathon, because that's our big major marathon we have planned for the summer on SGB. What it is pretty much is that we're going to be marathoning a lot of Batman games in conjunction with other LPs that we have at the moment, like right now the two major LPs we have going on the channel is Sonic Adventure DX and Crash Bandicoot 2 Cortex Strikes Back. The Batman Marathon will be uploaded in conjunction with that. Those are going to be Monday through Friday. So it's not going to be replacing anything. They're just going to be uploaded alongside with the LPs we have right now. We're going to be doing Batman for the NES, Batman Returns for the SNES, Batman Forever for the SNES, The Adventures of Batman and Robin for the SNES. We're going to be then switching to Batman and Robin on the PlayStation, and then we will head into Lego Batman, which Elliot is doing, and then we will do the Arkham series. We will do Arkham Asylum, and then we'll do Arkham City, and then when it comes out, maybe about a month or month and a half after that, Matt will do Arkham Origins for the PS3 because he wants to play as the Adam West skin. Oh Christ, Batman Forever indeed. You have to wait until that comes out though. I will leave it at that. Have I ever wanted to go to Summer Sonic or Sonic Boom? Well, the Summer Sonic is in that's in England, isn't it? Yeah, I believe so. So that right there, that's an investment. Sonic Boom is the one that's located in America, and I believe it's I believe they move locations this time of the year. It's usually in I think it was in California last time, and now I believe it's in somewhere in the Midwest or something like that. St. Louis. There you go, St. Louis. I would like to go. Yeah, I would like to go to one of those just once. That's all I would pretty much need. You know, big Sonic guy and all that kind of stuff. And but that I don't know. I would need to see. I would actually need to see is like if someone would go to a Sonic Boom or because I'm familiar with how Summer of Sonic works. I've seen plenty of live action footage of that, and I do like what's going on there. Sonic Boom, though, I'm really unfamiliar with. I just know that it happens in America, but I don't exactly know what goes on there. So if it's something like a convention, like Too Many Games, I doubt it because I think it's only one day. But if it's anything like that, then maybe one day, sometime in the next few years, I can plan out and make the trip and then see what it's all about, because that's something I think I like to do at least one time in my life. Oh, it's literally just an American version of SOS. Okay, well, I think that's a good job of summarizing it. All right, hold on, let me it's my Capsule Corporation mug with my coffee that is now lukewarm. I should have not waited that long. Johnny, would you ever do a tour video? You mean like my rooms? Yeah, after renovations. Because I know you guys don't see the room much, but this room, in terms of like structure and the floor, the wall, the ceiling, is a piece of shit. Just saying you that right now. Like when I'm showing the room off, like for like a Somecallmejohnny review, generally the only thing you guys can see is that wall right there with the couch, and maybe that wall right there with the Sonic Generations posters like that. But you really don't get a good shot of the ceiling or the carpet, which this carpet right here is such a piece of shit that I do everything in my power to avoid showing it off in any sort of video, and it's a mess. But I have renovations planned. It's going to cost me about $2,000, but I want to do it because it bugs the hell out of me. I have this room, and then I have my bedroom, which is right across the door, and I just want to get these rooms fixed so I can start investing in like other things. Like I want to get a much bigger stand for games and the movies and all that stuff, but I don't want to buy any more furniture until I get these rooms renovated. And Jesus Christ, I want to get these rooms renovated because it's driving me nuts. Ugh. Especially this floor. This floor is a piece of shit. Let me see. I don't know, I've heard Beatles songs. It's just that I'm not a fan of the Beatles because I haven't heard many of their songs. You know, I may have heard Yellow Submarine maybe 1 or 2 times, but that's the only song that comes on top of my head. Like, I'm pretty sure if you were to like play it on the radio or just play it on your iPod, stuff like that, I can recognize the song, but I don't know the names of the song, and I never had any more interest in that. You know how big and iconic the Beatles are, but just no. Just never really going to give them a listen until maybe one day someone just straps me to a chair and forces me to listen to Beatles. Alright, what else do I got here? Oh, I mentioned Soundgarden about a few weeks. I think it was about a month ago. Soundgarden is pretty good. But Soundgarden, again, is I like the Beatles. I listen to songs that I like, but I don't bother learning the names because I listen to a lot of rock stations when I'm in a car, and I listen to like if we're any of the Philadelphians here, I listen to 93.3 WMMR, and I hear a lot of Soundgarden through them. But besides "Live to Rise," which was the theme that played in the credits in Avengers, that's the only song that I really enjoyed that I also know the name to. Besides that, I have nothing else. Okay, a lot of you guys are also wondering if I'm ever going to get back to doing like a top 10, like top 10 videos that I used to do back when Some Call Me Johnny was pretty early in its years. No, I won't say no because I don't know. You know, I would do top tens back then because I was experimenting really with that sort of thing, and while I like it, at the same time it's also in a sense a bit more pain in the ass to edit and record than your typical review, because you're essentially breaking the review into 10 separate segments. Well, actually 12, because you have the beginning, then you have the actual 10 segments, and then you have the ending segment, and you're like writing a little review for each and every single pick that you do. And to me, that's a little more strenuous than your average review, because for the review you're just writing one critique of one thing, and it may be bigger and longer, but it's still just one subject matter, which I think is easier to focus on. But oh yeah, you guys remember a ranting good time? I haven't done that in years. I think the last one I did was the one on Sonic Unleashed, and I was actually for a very short while I was actually thinking of doing one for when Microsoft introduced the Xbox One, but I looked online and I see there are plenty of other people doing it, and they pretty much said everything that I needed to say. I think I would just be redundant at that point. So I decided against it. But I don't know. Ranting Good Time. Ranting Good Time is like one of those segments that I made because there were just things that I thought were really big issues to me. Like, not so much the Sonic Unleashed one, but the Kingdom Hearts one was definitely an issue that I really hated. The whole you have to buy separate consoles to buy this game and to play this game, and the fact that they all tie together for one coherent plot is the biggest problem I had with that. So I felt that was worth a rant over. But throughout the years, if I'm gonna get angry at something, I just get angry at something. I don't need to. Sometimes I don't feel the need to just post my rants and thoughts in one video, because I can do that real quickly with like a Facebook post or a Twitter. It's not as exciting, mind you, but generally there's only so much I can say without beating a dead horse for like 8 minutes. Another one that you guys asked me. There was a time and place where I deleted a lot of older videos because I just wasn't satisfied with them, and I think one of the oldest reviews I have left on the channel is the Sonic Unleashed review. And ladies and gentlemen, the only reason why I really haven't deleted that one compared to like the very old 3D Sonic reviews that I did is because the Sonic Unleashed review actually does have a lot of sentimental value to me, because I think off the top of my head that was the first full game I ever gave a review on. Like before that, the only thing that immediately comes to mind is when I did the very quick review on on Sonic Chronicles for the DS, and that was just over a static image with some very shoddy camera work. And oh yeah, I did Turtles. Well, no, Turtles and no. Turtles in Time, and I believe the Hyperstone Heist came out after Sonic Unleashed, because wait, I don't remember. But the Sonic Unleashed, was it's one of the very first reviews I've ever done that sort of, cemented all the way I work on reviews. I give a plot summary, I talk about the pluses, the negatives about a review, and it's one of the first ones I ever did like that, and to me it's the foundation, and I want people to see that. I want people to look back and say, wow, this is what Somecallmejohnny used to look like, and now this is what Somecallmejohnny used to look like. Now this is what Somecallmejohnny looks like now. So that's pretty much why. Now, whether or not I would ever redo Sonic Unleashed, I don't know. I don't, because a lot of you guys ask that because I have access to better technology. I have a hog, I have Dazzle, I have much better camera, and you guys would like to see a brand spanking shiny new look at Sonic Unleashed, but right now that's like on the lowest of priorities. Yeah, I believe the Sonic Chronicles review is the oldest review I have there, and that's not something I ever plan on redoing, because that will require playing Sonic Chronicles again, and I haven't played Sonic Chronicles since I first got the game in August of 2009, was it? Or was it 8? But anyway. Yeah, I don't want to collect the Sun and Moon medals again. You're right, that's it. You found me out. Oh boy. Hey, slow mode just limits how often an individual can leave comments. It doesn't slow how often comments appear. Okay, well I think it's something. That's an improvement. If it reduces spam in any shape or form, then it helps. You see, when I did the last Hangin' Out session, I had Ryan from Brain Scratch with me, and I tried to make him a mod in reading comments and stuff like that. But this was actually right before the Twitch ended up glitching out, and they shut their servers down temporarily. So I'm thinking that has something to do with it. But it ended up not working. Okay, just got rid of that real quick. Anyway. Tits or 3 stars? Question mark. 3 stars question mark is actually very appealing. 3 stars kind of reminds me of Mario 64 and Galaxy. I like Mario 64 and Galaxy. Oh yeah. I have played a little bit of Dust and Elysian Tale since I mentioned last time, I think I did in the live stream before this, that I actually bought Dust twice on Steam and then on Xbox 360. Very similar to the reasons why I bought Bastion twice, because I was initially going to record it off Steam, and then I figured it's much easier to just hook up the hotpod with the 360 and record from there. But I had played a few hours of it. By that, I don't mean like actually progressing. I mean just fucking around with the controls and shit like that, and admiring the scenery. Because I do, if I can compliment Dust for one thing right now, is that I do really like how Dust looks. I think it's beautiful without being artsy, if I can describe it any sort of way. What I have to say about characters and shit like that, you'll have to wait then. I do have my opinions on some, but I am still thinking of a way to write my thoughts on a Word document. Okay. If you're just joining in and you're wondering where Persona is on the SGB Likes to Play, me and Matt tried to record 15 and 16 again via Skype, and the audio quality ended up being so shit, and there was so much lag for some reason. I decided I'm not going to have part 15 and 16 sound like complete shit just for the sake of meeting a deadline, so I'm just going to wait until me and Matt can meet up again and then record part 15 and 16 properly. We're in the same room using our audio equipment. Thoughts on Man of Steel? I liked it. Um, actually, my opinions on it is very much similar to The Dark Knight Rises, and by that I mean I enjoyed The Dark Knight Rises on my first viewing, even better on the second viewing when I got it on Blu-ray. But Man of Steel is again one of those movies I think that the more you watch, the more it sort of falls apart. It's just from a lot of the way structurally the story's set up, and like to me my biggest problem with Man of Steel is towards the end, because the movie is a bit meaty to begin with, and near the end of the movie I'm exhausted. uh, I'm still not sure whether or not it's a better film than, say, like Superman 1 or Superman 2 with Christopher Reeves. I don't think I have to say it's better than Superman 3 with Richard Pryor or Superman 4 The Quest for Peace. Or I did like it more than Superman Returns, even though I don't think Superman Returns was terrible, just boring. But you know, if you like Superman, give it a watch. It's a brand new continuity. And hopefully this leads into a really kick-ass Justice League film, which I'm very much looking forward to whenever they decide to make a Green Lantern I care about, or The Flash. Actually, I shouldn't say that about the Green Lantern, because I still haven't watched that movie yet. And I don't know, there's just something inside me that's just keeping me away from watching Green Lantern. But I like to see a Wonder Woman film, definitely. It's not a TV series. And I really just want to, eventually I want to, I want to see Batman brought back with a brand new continuity. And yeah, that's generally it. You see, that's what I hear all the time too. Like I'm seeing you guys' opinions on Green Lantern. Green Lantern is just there, and to me, that's about as bad as you can get. Because if it's bad, I can at least salvage something by making fun of it. If it's just there, average, can't grab anything from that. It's just there. If you ask me how I feel, like, it's okay. Oh, god damn it, it's like one of the worst critiques you can ever get this on. Let me see. Am I a brony? Yes, but not to the extent I was a year ago. Because there was a time where I was looking up a lot of MLP episodes, and I do enjoy the writing for the most part, and as an animation major, I really do like how that show approaches a lot of things. But then I was the problem with someone like me is that sometimes I can't watch something for what it is, and I pick apart everything from like a technical aspect. I look at this and it's like, I wonder how many layers that took, or how many layers were necessary for that. What kind of effects are we talking about here, and that. But I can't help but sometimes feel that gets distracting. But that's not the show's fault. That's my fault. But I don't watch MLP as much as I used to. But I'm not sure whether or not I just lost interest, or it's because I just have so much else on my plate right now. But yeah, that's an update on that, because I get that question from time to time too. And to me, there's really no shame in admitting that I do watch it. I mean, hell, I still rewatch old episodes of fucking Powerpuff Girls. Because I like that show too when it wasn't on Cartoon Network. But those are the days. Oh yeah, you guys were asking Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories for SGB. I'm waiting until the HD remix comes out. The 1.5 HD remix is coming in September, I believe it is. Once that comes out, I will do a test playthrough of Chain of Memories, and then after that, I'm going to jump immediately into the Let's Play with Matt and Elliot, and there's more fireworks out there. And that's going to be live. I'm not going to make that post-commentary, because the first Kingdom Hearts wasn't post-commentary, that was live. I think every Kingdom Hearts game that we're going to do is going to be live, with the exception of Birth by Sleep, because our capturing method is not really ideal for a live capture. And Dream Drop Distance, we would need to utilize the 3DS capturing device, which is such a, it's such a tiny screen. You don't want Matt and Elliot huddled right here. It's like, oh, what do you think of this? It's like, yeah, it's pretty good. It's like, yeah, the fuck is with the young Xehanort? But that's generally how that is. Yeah, that's pretty much what I plan. I don't know exactly what I'm doing for 4th of July. I mean, generally how it works here in this neighborhood is that we get a lot of people that light up their own fireworks in the neighborhood, and it's actually really a spectacle to watch, assuming people are in the mood to do it in the first place, because like last year was a complete snore fest. Nobody was doing anything, and you get people from like down the blocks who are lighting up their own fireworks, and that's a spectacle to watch, but it's still pretty far away. And I'm not really that kind of person that will go to like Penn's Landing or somewhere downtown near Old City to watch a fireworks show, even though that is a spectacle. But for July 4th, I don't know. Well, not exactly sure. We'll see what happens. My favorite holiday is Christmas. As a 25-year-old man, it's turning 26 in about a month. I don't know. There's just something about Christmas that I really do enjoy. I like the whole wholesome feeling, and just it brings joy to my heart when it's that time of the year, because that's when all the family comes together, and I really do enjoy that feeling. And you really couldn't ask for a better holiday that's not Halloween. Oh, you found Mortal Kombat Mythologies, Matt? Yeah, bring it over. I'm looking forward to riffing on. We're only playing that for the cutscenes, right? People can easily find that shit on YouTube, but I don't give a shit. I would have seen that game in action. I've always actually was very curious about MK Mythologies, and I'm just looking forward to the cutscenes alone. Assuming it's the PlayStation version, I believe. That's the one that has the cutscenes. Like the N64 version just had these really boring, cheap, static images that are nowhere near as entertaining as watching the guy who does all the motion capture play Quan Chi. No, my shirt is Wolverine. I think that's Jubilee right there. I'm not sure this is actually from a comic strip, but it's like one of those those comic book T-shirts you can get at a Walmart or a Target for like $10, and I got this because it was the only 3X I can find. But it's generally just showing off how badass Wolverine is with a large crunk. I don't know what that means. You think if that's the sound of the claws coming out, that's usually a very loud shink. That's like a SHNNNNNNK with like 3 exclamation points. Not pow. Shink. Alright, so if any of you are, I'm assuming we got some people here that don't really, who probably just watched Somecallmejohnny, who are not familiar with Point Scratch at all, or SGB. So you guys are asking some things about like E3 thoughts and stuff like that. I'll be really quick with this because there's not much else to say that I haven't really said already. But yes, Kingdom Hearts 3 was announced in E3, and I squealed like a little girl when the announcement was made, because finally, right? It's like fucking finally. Kingdom Hearts 2 came out in 2006. The final mix, I believe, came out a year later, and between then and now, nothing. And again, I don't mean to detract from Birth by Sleep or Dream Drop Distance, but this is finally a sequel on a console, and those are the ones I care about the most. Again, I don't mean to decry those games, but this is what I was waiting for, and I'm so glad we're finally getting it, and all the more reason to get a PS4. Well, even that. Oh no, actually, I believe Kingdom Hearts 3 is multi-platform. It's coming out for both PS4 and Xbox One, but it doesn't really mean anything to me because I'm getting a PS4. I believe a lot of Square Enix games that are coming out recently are going to be multi-platform, like Final Fantasy 15, that's going to be multi-platform too, which doesn't really surprise me considering that 13.2, and I believe Lightning Returns Final Fantasy 13 is going to be multi-platform, so yeah, whatever. I mean, I'm not one of those people that believe a game should be on a specific console and nothing else. I mean, as long as it's readily available for everyone to buy. You know, like, yeah, like with Kingdom Hearts is like you have Kingdom Hearts 1 for the PS2, and then if you're gonna make a sequel to that, I recommend you stay with the PS2 and don't put it on a completely different console that people may or may not buy. You know, and that's generally my only reason with it. But if it's coming out for the two consoles that everyone's pretty much gonna guaranteed to have in the next year or so, then I have no problem with that. And it only helps that I'm actually getting the PS4. I plan on getting the PS4 anyway. Hopefully I won't have such a hard time with that one as I did the Wii U. Alright, what else do we have here? I think about like, spend about like 10-15 minutes more answering questions, and then I'm going to move on to the game, which I have set up in a separate window. You guys can't see it though. Alright, so new Super Luigi U. Yes, we do plan on doing that. For SGB, we do plan on doing that. Elliot will be taking the helm as Luigi. I will be, you see, whether or not we can get Mark back is depending on how many players we have go. If we can't get Mark with us for that session, then I will take control of Yellow Toad. Matt will make his return as Blue Toad, Troll Toad. But if we can get Mark here, then Mark will continue his role as Yellow Toad, Matt will be Blue Toad, and I will be Nabbit. Because fuck you, I already played Mario U. I already got all the star coins, I played the hell out of that game, I think it's a good game. But if we're going to play the expansion, which a lot of people have been asking about, then I will play as Nabbit. No, Elliot is being Luigi. Elliot is playing Luigi. He's Luigi and SGB. Any tips on growing facial hair? Rogaine, on your face. It's a commitment, though, and expensive. I'm not doing it, though. I was considering it at one point, because I can't believe I'm already losing all this. I'm not going to lift my hand up. You guys already know what my top of my head looks like. Why is Luigi so depressed? I don't... You know what? I don't even remember how I started that whole Luigi impression. I want to... It didn't start with Brain Scratch. I know that for a fact. I just ran with it for Brain Scratch, but I don't remember when exactly I started doing the whole manic depressive Luigi. I think it's just because, you know, I'm pretty much just upplaying the whole that Luigi's and his brother Shadow thing, and that's something everybody makes fun of when it comes to Luigi. But if you, to me, I just wanted to upplay the real asshole mentality of Luigi, and it's actually getting to the point where I find myself rehearsing Luigi's voice in the morning, because I get requests to do Luigi's voice a lot, because you guys really get a kick out of that, and it confuses me, but at the same time, okay. I'll keep doing it if it makes you guys laugh. But you guys have recommended me that I bring in a Luigi voice for a Let's Play or a review or an animation especially, and I'm thinking about it, but I'm not exactly sure what yet. I may have one thing planned, but I won't say anything about that until I'm sure that I can do something with it. Yeah, a lot of people will recommend that I would review Luigi's Mansion in Luigi's voice, but I would have to think of a reason why Luigi wouldn't want to think of a reason to go inside the mansion. Besides, I'm not talking about his fear of ghosts or anything like that, but just he doesn't look forward to rescuing Mario, because that prick has had it good for too long. No Luigi in Super Mario says fuck you. I want nothing to do with you. But it's something like that. But I would need to have time to make a review of that worthwhile. Have I ever made myself into a superhero? No. I've made really bad fan fictions and comic books back in my middle school and early high school days, and Matt can back me up on this one. There was a time where I don't know if you guys are familiar with Zanga. It's a online journal that you can update. I'm not even sure if they exist at any point anymore. But back in the early 2000s, between like ninth and 12th grade, I used to write fan fictions that used to star me and all of my friends in high school. And I would update that, I think, like once every week or something like that. And that's generally as close as it got. You know, we all Final Fantasy was a major influence there, and we just pretty much like it was a clusterfuck of pop culture references and video game references, and that's generally what it was. It was terrible. It was terrible. You know, I deleted those almost immediately after I entered college. But before that, I used to write my own little comics with this avatar that I made up. But that's the only original thing I made, because everything else was pretty much a ripoff of Dragon Ball Z, because I was a really big fan of that show. But yeah, that's generally that's about as close as it ever gets. But okay, so quick little tips for Let's Players, because I still get this from time to time, and I'm going to assume that's just going to keep piling on like the more subscribers I get, and I can't help that, but I will gladly repeat the information for those that are the people that want to get in to the Let's Play world. And pretty much what I've said in earlier live streams, I will say again. If you're serious about it, you know, if you want to start doing Let's Plays for your channel, then it's going to be an investment. You know, nothing is, you know, unless you strictly stay to like emulators and stuff like that, and you even then, if you want good capturing software for like screen capture and stuff like that, doesn't have a watermark for a trial version, or something that records at a decent frames per minute, even then you still have to have the technical capabilities of using it appropriately. Then Let's Plays are an investment, ladies and gentlemen. To all those that are getting into it, Let's Plays are going to cost you some money, and if you're not willing to spend the money, then you're getting what you pay for. And you know, I recommend, even if you're just getting started, I wouldn't recommend like putting a camera in front of the TV. You know, I've done that before with like the early reviews, and you know, and with the exception of Sonic Unleashed that I mentioned, I don't look back at those, because you know, in the end, while you can write decent material, or you can write stuff from that people would enjoy from a script perspective, the video quality helps too. And if it's like off cam and it's not centered correctly, or the lighting is terrible, then people are only going to watch your stuff for so long. So I would recommend saving up the money, get a capture device. If you're starting off, use a Dazzle. I think it's very user friendly. And when you got the money for like the big time stuff, you get a Hop, or like one of those HDMI direct connection devices that I actually plan on investing at some point or another. Then after that, it's just a matter of whether or not you have good audio capture software. Like if you want to start off, I recommend Audacity, and maybe later down the road, if you have enough money, you can get an audio recording program that also has like good filters for like removing noise and equalization and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, if you're gonna just start, I recommend a Dazzle. Get something easy to capture your audio like Audacity and stuff like that. And video editing. This is the one that people mostly have trouble with. Video editing. I really can't help you there for video editing. Like when I first started doing Let's Plays, I used Windows Movie Maker, and yeah, that's another thing. You have learn to edit. That is the most important part. Editing is the most important part of it, because if you do not know how to edit, don't even consider doing Let's Plays to begin with, because if it's not coherent, if it's not structurally sound, people aren't going to watch it, and you're not going to get many views to begin with, you know. And what I can say about editing, if you got a program and you want to start editing stuff and you're not sure exactly how to use it, online tutorials are your best friend. That's how I learned. That's how you can learn. You know, it's all whether or not you have the patience for that sort of thing, and whether or not you have the integrity for that sort of thing. You know, there are online tutorials for just about everything nowadays. Windows Movie Maker, Adobe Premiere, Sony Vegas, all that kind of stuff. If you have it, it's like some sort of unwritten rule, unless there's a rule about it already I'm not unfamiliar with. If it exists, there is a tutorial of how to use it. And whether or not you want to use it or not is whether or not you feel like you want to do it. And if you don't, then that's your fault. Now, on the matter of Minecraft, because I got a lot of questions about that too. As of this live stream, I have not played Minecraft yet. Minecraft is obviously you guys know that Minecraft is the next game I'm going to be doing right after I finish Dust, and before that I finished the animation, which is just about done. Need a few more days to finalize it and color it. But Minecraft is something I have an idea of how to approach, but I'm going to need a little assistance with that. But I already have some people in contact with that I'm going to ask for assistance with, and well, the only thing I can tell you guys is just to wait and see what I have in store. I'm not expecting anything grand or anything like that. It's just that Minecraft is one of those games I'm going to need help with, because in case you guys don't know, Minecraft is one of the most popular games to Let's Play in the history of YouTube, and for me, it's not just a matter of going over the basic functionalities of how Minecraft is structured and all that stuff, and I have to show off. Like there's a lot of mods to consider with Minecraft, and which ones I want to show off is a matter of taste, perspective, and interest. So that's all I can say right now. But oh, the animation that I'm working on, by the way, if you guys are familiar with Chimney Swift 11, who focuses on Minecraft and all that stuff, you know, the Minecraft file is animated. I do that stuff for him. That's the next thing I'm working on. I'm working on episode 4 of that sort of stuff. It'll be the shortest episode by far. Like, usually episodes run from like a minute to a minute and a half. This one's barely 50 seconds. That's the next animation I'm working on. That's the one I'm almost finished. And I have everything's already roughed out. Everything's pretty much there. I just now have to go over it with the pen tool and color it, which will take me about 4 to 5 days with no breaks. Okay, what do we got here? Alright, just to keep the animation topic going, you guys are asking whether or not I'm going to make a third part of the Sonic interview. Yes, but that's not even something in the conceptual stages yet, guys. You know, I want to, because that is the most popular video I have on Somecallmejohnny, and I'm really glad you guys got a real kick out of it. You know, the amount of development hell I went through to get that done, I am so glad that you guys ended up enjoying it anyway, and I really appreciate that. You have no idea how much I appreciate that. So yes, obviously I'm going to make a third one. The third one's going to be the final one. I will say that now. It will be the final one because I want to move on to maybe a different series. Not necessarily the end of like animations involving the Sonic universe, but the end of the interview, you know, Sonic universe, because there's only so much I can run with that. I feel that there's only so much I can run with that formula, and how I ended is pretty much going to lead into what I have planned for another sort of series. Not just Sonic though, many different video game characters. But yeah, I do plan on making a third part for the Sonic interview sequel, and I'm pretty much going to be returning. I'm going to be bringing in characters that I haven't brought in yet. So, and off the top of my head, I think the only characters I haven't brought in is Blaze, E123 Omega, Cream the Rabbit, Chaotix Gang. If anyone's asking Archie, no. Otherwise I'll never end it. You know, like video game characters. But again, it's not even in the conceptual stages, so I have no idea what even begin to expect that. And even then, when I begin working on it, I'm not going to tell you guys. The only thing I can say is it'll be done when it's done, but I haven't even begun working on it, and I don't plan on to anytime soon. So that's pretty much all I can say. I never played I got a few questions here asking me whether or not I played some of these games or not. I never touched a Deus Ex game. Elliot has it for his PS3. I think it's like one of the games he was able to download with his PlayStation Plus subscription, and he's telling me that it's an okay game, and he generally knows his things when it comes to modern games. So maybe one day later down the road I'll play it. The Project Cross Zone, I actually downloaded the demo of that on my 3DS. And I liked what I was playing. I'm generally not a fan of the whole, you know, a tactical RPG sort of thing. You know, it's very flashy, it's in your face, and that's I like that sort of thing. But I'm still not sure what to make out of it. And usually with that sort of mindset, it's not something I'll immediately purchase. But I did like what I played in the demo, but I'm not exactly sure yet if I'm willing to invest in a retail copy. And even then, will I have the time to play the game when I have so much other stuff backed up? Let's see what we got here. Oh man, I don't even know if I want to handle that Simpsons versus Family Guy question. Because, to be perfectly honest, guys, I don't watch any of those shows. I don't watch Simpsons or Family Guy anymore. You know, I will go on and say that The Simpsons in the early to mid '90s is still some of the best shit you can watch when it comes to a primetime cartoon sitcom. And I really did enjoy Family Guy when it first started, and around like seasons 3, 4, and 5. But when it comes to today, I don't even bother. I don't watch Simpsons now. I don't watch Family Guy now. I generally don't. I barely watch TV as it is. To be perfectly honest, I watch all of my stuff on. I'm pretty much an internet junkie. If I'm watching something, it's most likely on YouTube, or maybe once in a while I'll plug in Hulu Plus and watch something from there. Even then, it's not a new show. It's something I used to watch a long time ago. But that's generally how it is right now. So the tablet that I use for animations, actually I have it right here. Let's see if I can move it here. This is I don't know if you guys. I'm sorry if it's Intuos model PTK 440. That's generally what that. I'm sorry if you can't really see that. Yeah, this is about as big as it gets. It's bigger than the last one I had, but ideally it's not the one I want. Now the one I want, the one you guys seen on a Facebook post, I believe, for those of you who follow me on Facebook, is like the Syntec 20-inch monitor tablet, the one that lets you see what's on the computer screen so you can draw directly on it. Ideally, I would love to own that, but that son of a bitch is $2,400. And I want it so badly, but that is such a huge ass investment. I don't even know how to begin saving up for that sort of thing. But even then, that's not a priority at the moment. That is my room renovations is the biggest priority right now, and that itself is over $2,000 too. So shit. But anyway, what else do we have here? Oh yeah, I was actually gonna make a quick review over the recently, well, not recently, it's been over a month I believe, the Sonic 1 port on Android and iOS devices that was made possible by both Stealth and Christian Whitehead, who was responsible for the Sonic CD port. And I will say now, even though I think I still might do a little small review anyway, I will say this now: if you have, for some reason or another, have not played Sonic 1 at this time of year or this time in civilization, play it. It is the best version of Sonic 1 ever. My only gripe is that it's on an iOS device. It's on an Android. I really wish there was a console version of it, because if I'm going to play Sonic 1, I'm going to play it on a console. I'm going to play it using a controller, because I'm not a really big fan of touchscreen controls, to be perfectly honest. Even though Sonic is a really simple game to play with touchscreen controls, it's just that I'd rather have an actual D-pad with actual buttons. And I am familiar with BlueStacks. That's an Android emulator that syncs up with all your apps on your phone, which kind of remedies the issue. But I really wish Sonic 1 Stealth and Taxman Edition was on an actual console, just like Sonic CD was. But yeah, if you haven't played that one, please invest in it. It's only $3, I believe. Play it, please, for the love of God, play it. It is such a kick-ass recreation of Sonic 1. And if I remember correctly, Stealth Stealth was the guy that I mentioned in the Sonic Genesis review, not the Sonic Genesis review, the Quick Thoughts video when I did the Sonic Classic Collection for the DS, that showed that it was possible that Sonic 1 could be ported to the Game Boy Advance with no hiccups, and Sega was just lazy, and now he was actually responsible for making the most kick-ass version of Sonic 1 on a handheld. And oh man, it's just funny how things work out like that. And I can only say that with the way that came out, I hope Taxman and Stealth are responsible for making a new and newly updated Sonic 2, and maybe one day down the road they update Sonic 3, even though Sonic the Hedgehog 3 Complete is pretty much glorious as it is. And maybe one day they actually make a brand new 2D Sonic game and have Taxman and Stealth responsible for like the physics engine, and get some really talented people to do level design and stuff like that. We get a brand new 2D Sonic game that I can care about. That's not Sonic 4. And I'm sorry, but man, Sonic 4. Not so much Episode 2, but Episode 1 just let me down a lot. All right, so now what I'm gonna load up the game now, but I will still be reading questions when I can. All right, so the game I have planned for you, if you guys can see the broadcast title, is Sonic 2 S3 Edition, which is pretty much Sonic the Hedgehog 2 with a lot of things added that was incorporated from Sonic the Hedgehog 3. It is a ROM hack that you can get on Sonic Retro. I forgot the name of the guy who made it, but I think his name is on the title screen, so we can see it then and there. But I haven't experimented with this ROM hack a lot. I've only played the first two stages. I've only played Emerald Hill and Chemical Plant, so I will be tackling this blind for a good part of the game. But if it's pretty much Sonic 2, then I know what to expect. But we're going to see what happens. But I will still be glancing at the chat box. I will still be taking questions. I probably won't answer them as frequently as I am able to, but I don't want to completely stop the Q&A just because I'm too busy playing the game. There he goes, the Alrighty Man. That's the guy who made this ROM hack. All right, so I'm going to close out the webcam, and I'm going to get the emulator started. So I'm going to be a few seconds, guys, about a minute. I'll have the microphone still on, so you should be able to still hear me. And click. I'm sorry, face cam. Where is it? Here it is. Yes, I'm going to run it. Why do you keep asking me that? Let's go put that there. Leave that there. I don't want that too loud. Let me just load this up. Genesis. See if I can pause this real quick so I don't have anything blasting out my ears. Okay, I have it off right now. So let me just add this screen region. There you go. You guys should be able to see static at this point. There we go. Now we can speculate on the dirty noises we're bound to hear. Fuck you, Matt. What do you guys think about this static? This majestic static. You guys ever seen the movie White Noise with Michael Keaton? Alright, so here's the fun part. I'm going to actually load up the game now. Now, first off, I should probably have the chat loaded too. Just readjust that. I've only played a little bit of a Bobo's Big Adventure. That was the Flash game, right? On Newgrounds, I believe it was. I played a little bit of it. I got a laugh out of it, but I generally didn't go any further than that. Alright, so let me actually load up the actual game. Okay, can you guys hear that at all? Well, let me move this a little out of the way first. Okay, can you guys hear that? Okay. Now the other question, is it coming in too loud? Alright, but you guys can hear me as well as the game itself. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this is Sonic 2 S3 Edition, a ROM hack created by Alrighty Man. It's pretty much Sonic 2 with Sonic 3 elements. I know I said that already. You can see that there's yeah, Sonic's actually using his Sonic 3 sprites. And pretty much besides with the exception of Emerald Hill and Chemical Plant, I will be tackling this game blind. Look at this, the demo is fucking up completely. I will warn you that this game is a little glitchy in terms, especially in special stages. So to answer someone's question that asked me earlier, no, I will not be going after all the Chaos Emeralds for this playthrough. Generally speaking, I think the bad ending is better than the good ending anyway in Sonic 2. I think that's the only Sonic game where I can actually say that. But anyway, you guys have seen this enough, so without further ado, let's play one of my favorite Sonic games of all time with some Sonic 3 additions, 85% blind. As you can see, with the ROM hack also introduces a Sonic 3 save file. But generally, if I'm playing Sonic 2, I'm beating it in one sitting anyway. So this should really mean anything to me. So I'm actually going to be Sonic 2, Sonic Tag. Why not Sonic? Why not? Okay, so welcome to Sonic 2, Sonic 3 Edition, ladies and gentlemen. As you can see, we have Sonic 3 sprites, we have elemental shields, which I really enjoy. I was figuring, at first I just wanted to stick to the original Sonic 2, but I figured you guys have probably seen enough of that already. This isn't really helping much, mind you, but I figured to, you know, spruce things up a bit. When I play a ROM hack instead, showcase a ROM hack, hey, I'm going to be, you know, reviewing a lot of ROM hacks anyway in about a month, and fan games for the Sonic the Hedgehog hacking contest, and I figured this would make a good warm-up. Oh yeah, if you're at top speed, Sonic is actually doing his super peel out from Sonic CD. I don't think you can do the super peel out in this game though. I'm gonna try right now, holding up. Nope, it doesn't do it at all. But the elemental shield abilities are here, and I was tempted to do Sonic 2 XL. I really was, but I decided against it because I had no experience with it. Anyway, this is also another addition. If mini bosses are implemented in this version of the game, and this thing is pretty much utilizing Eggman strategies from Sonic 1. I would actually think this mini boss is actually harder than the Eggman boss battle in Act 2 of Emerald Hill. But if you have the fire shield, then this boss is really no problem. And of course, acts actually transition into each other, just like they did in Sonic 3. Cool Blue 3, I've never actually played Psychonauts, believe it or not. You know, one of those games that you see time and time. It's actually very similar to my experience with Jak and Daxter. I've seen so much of that game. I've seen it everywhere. You have no idea how many times I've seen Psychonauts on a display shelf at a GameStop or any other gaming store I've gone to. But I've never actually had the interest to pick up and play it. You know, and I hear it's one of those games that people have, you know, people like for its atmosphere, its story, its different approach to certain fundament. I'm trying to think of a big word here. But again, it's one of those games that I just maybe not one day later down the road. But you know, considering how Somecallmejohnny works, and if you guys requested enough, then I will do it. Because you guys want to see my opinions on it, then why not? Oh yeah, Sonic also has this Insta Shield from Sonic 3, which I love. I love the Insta Shield. To me, it's one of my favorite abilities ever added to the Sonic the Hedgehog universe. Is the Insta Shield. It may not seem like a big deal, but I just like it so much. What are my opinions on Steam? Steam is good. I like Steam. It's kind of hot though. Gets in your face when you overcook something. Oh, you mean the PC thing? Yeah. To me personally, if you have the specs to run a game on Steam, get it on Steam, because besides being really cheap, you know, Steam has a lot of options to consider when it comes to playing games that you can get on consoles, and I do love Steam. I'm actually starting to utilize it more and more for not only just reviews, but just for playing games for the hell of it. And yeah, that's generally my opinion on it. If you have the specs to run the game, then by all means get it on Steam, because you'll most likely not spend as much as you would on the console version of the game. And I'm going to be avoiding special stages like the plague, because special stages in this game are actually kind of glitched. Nothing that'll crash the game, but it's kind of a mess. I mean, if I accidentally run into it, then by all means we'll attempt to do it. But I won't be doing it, because I generally don't like going for after Chaos Emeralds in Sonic 2 anyway. I will say that the ring quota is actually lower in this version of the game. I think you only need 30 rings to activate these stars in the star post to get to a special stage. From what I remember, I hear that the game wasn't complete either, but you know, if they have a release for it, and I'm guessing it's more than playable, so I figured why the hell not. And what do we got now? Okay, this guy actually, from my test playthrough, didn't do a goddamn thing last time I was here. Like, he just floats, and then he stops, which I'm guessing this is an unfinished boss, because I'm guessing he's supposed to shoot Mega Mac or Mega Muck from his little turret there, but he doesn't do anything. He just floats ominously. And it's like an even easier version of the Robotnik boss battle from Sonic 1 on the Master System, if you can believe that for a second. Favorite SNES RPG is without a doubt Final Fantasy VI, with Chrono Trigger coming right up there. Especially Chrono Trigger. Chrono Trigger is a great game. If you guys haven't played it yet, I can recommend it easily. Super Nintendo, Virtual Console, Nintendo DS especially. I think that's actually the best version of the game, assuming you don't mind playing an RPG on a handheld, which I don't think any of you would have a problem with. But yeah, that's generally my favorite RPG on the SNES. I won't say of all time, because I have reservations for a few other titles, like Final Fantasy IX especially. Final Fantasy IX. Such a fantastic game. I love 7 too. I like 10 as well. And you know, if I could recommend a Final Fantasy to get started with, I would recommend 4. But other than that, I can't really give you complete thoughts on any other Final Fantasy title, off the top of my head anyway. The graphical glitches you're seeing on the screen is the emulator, and that right there is also the emulator. And yeah, I believe I've heard that this game is not exactly complete, but I figured, why the hell not? Let's give it a shot anyway. Any games coming out now through the end of July you're looking forward to? Off the top of my head, no, because I believe Mario and Luigi Dream Team is coming out in August. That's pretty much the only title right now I'm going to actively go out of my way to purchase. But you know, again, it's not coming out now, because I do love the Mario and Luigi series, with the exception of Partner in Time. Not that it was a bad game, it was just boring, and you guys know how I feel about boring games. Anyway, I usually spin dash jump over this, but considering how glitchy this game could be, I'm not going to risk that, so we're going to take the slow path. Do I want to? Okay, yeah, that's what I was waiting for. Always take your time with this part, guys. That part can definitely screw you in the ass. Okay, now hopefully this won't screw me up. I'm just holding down here on the D-pad. This hopefully doesn't mess me up. Okay, good. Physics are still competent enough to let me do that. I wonder, though, if I can still duck to avoid the Mega Muck for this boss battle. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Well, we're not going to find out now, so... And in case you guys, I don't know if the game audio is coming in clear enough, but the sound font is slightly altered in this port of the game. It's actually using Sonic 3 sound font for like the bass and drums, which doesn't really mean anything in the end, but... best version of Resident Evil 4, I see your comment there, Jack Moore, 0968. I will probably say the Wii version. But in case you don't like using the Wiimote, I don't know why, I think it's beautiful. I'd probably recommend the HD version you can get on Xbox Live and PlayStation Network, because you know, you get all the extra features of the PS2 and Wii versions, and you get you know, really clean graphics. and I still recommend Resident Evil 4 to any of those that haven't played it yet, because that is a seriously kick-ass game. It has aged a bit, perfectly honest, after playing some other games that are similar to it in structure. But to me, I have no problem going back and playing it, but I can recognize when a game has aged, and Resident Evil 4 has aged a bit. Let me see what we got here. Wonderful 10. You know what? Let's, for the fuck of it, let me show you guys a special stage. Just show you what's going on here. Yeah, see, look at Sonic there. Tails is slowly succumbing to the will of Missing No. And Sonic, well, I don't know. That is, this is what happens when you try to do a special stage. The sprites glitch out. You know, generally speaking, the special stages are still doable, but, you know, this is not exactly appealing to the eyes. And I have Tails with me, and I really shouldn't be doing special stages with Tails with me. You guys are all well aware of how much brutally difficult the special stages are when you have Tails accompanying you, because he has an input lag. You can try all your might to avoid that bomb at point-blank range, but Tails won't understand what's going on, and bam! There goes 10 of your rings, and there goes your Chaos Emerald. The pitch was brought up for the special stage theme? What do you mean? Well, besides the different instruments, I don't generally hear a difference. Then again, I'm not a... You may be an audio nut, and I'm not, so... I'm looking at the chat window at the same time, special state. I shouldn't be doing that. But then I already reached the ring quota, so I should be fine. Am I looking forward to Grand Theft Auto 5? I don't know, because I completely ignored 4. So with that, we get a chess, Mr. Out. This ROM hack also has a bit of slowdown. I'm guessing that's because of all the added elements from Sonic 3, or maybe something just wasn't properly coded. Don't know. I have no idea how disassembly works when it comes to this sort of thing. Luckily, I don't think I'll need to know any of that when it comes to reviewing all the contest entries. When I get to reviewing all those Sonic hacks, I'm just going to review what I'm playing. Let me take a look here. Since I have the electric shock, I can actually buy... I still fall down to the water section anyway. That's awesome. Ellie... Okay, I'm just gonna go down here. Well, I can't remember the last time I took the middle path in Aquatic Ruin Act 2. I never played Sonic after the sequel. I'm assuming it's from the same guy who made Sonic before the sequel, which I still haven't really played myself either. I am familiar with that. I've actually had the game downloaded for almost a year now, but I still haven't touched it. Because, well, I don't know, actually. I don't know why I'm so hesitant to play. Oh, what the? Oh, that was an arrow! Oh, shit. Yeah, but that's generally, I'm familiar with the English patch of Kingdom Hearts 2 Final Mix, but, I'm just gonna wait out for the inevitable Kingdom Hearts 2 Final Mix to come out on HD consoles. I know it's gonna happen, because you're doing it for Kingdom Hearts 1, why the hell wouldn't you do it for Kingdom Hearts 2, which I've heard from countless people, the Final Mix is just so much better than the original game in so many ways, so if they're gonna do it for the sake of keeping people in check with Kingdom Hearts 3's story, they'll do it, and I'll wait for it. Why not? Alright, cool, Mario. I've seen your question for a little bit, dude, and I'm gonna answer it now. Nirvana. Am I a fan of Nirvana? Let me see. I can think of let me think. Again, Nirvana, I guess, I hold this opinion to a lot of bands, actually. Nirvana is one of those bands that I know songs of. You couldn't ask me to name any of them with the exception of Smells Like Teen Spirit. You know, it's one of those bands that I've definitely heard a lot of their songs via radio, music videos, and all that stuff. But you couldn't ask me to name a track off the top of my head that's not Smells Like Teen Spirit. Alright, Casino Night's pretty much relatively unchanged. Not that it not that it needs to change anyway. Thoughts on new Nostalgia Critic? Did he change? Actually, when it comes to a lot of personalities on thatguywiththeglasses.com, what I like to do is not so much keep up with them on a week-to-week basis. I actually like to go on binges, especially when I'm in the midst of getting started on a project. I'll watch Nostalgia Critic, I'll watch Linkara every once in a while, but I actually like to hold off on watching a lot of their stuff until there's like a plethora of video content to watch, and then I'll just listen to it all in a row when I'm working on something, either a review or an animation especially. That's generally how I do it now, but my thoughts on the personalities now is relatively unchanged since I first started watching them. I mean, I still enjoy the video content that Doug Walker can produce, and a lot of other people on That Guy with the Glasses. I admire their passion for that sort of thing, and you know, as someone that does that stuff too, you know, there's a certain appreciation that you grow for when you considering the stuff they do to, you know, entertain their fans and stuff like that. But I generally just wait until like maybe 1 month or 2 months after enough videos are uploaded so I can just watch them all in a row, because I like to, you know, when I'm getting ready to watch something from them, I like to think of it like watching a TV show or watching a movie. I like to get like maybe a cup of coffee or maybe a bowl of popcorn or maybe a sandwich, eat along with it while I'm watching it. That's generally how I approach that sort of thing. If you guys are getting any lag with the stream quality, a simple refresh should change it, because I'm not getting any frames dropped on my meter here, which is generally a good sign. Whoa, what was wrong with that banding there? His color was all warped out. When am I going to record Final Fantasy IV for Brain Scratch? Relatively soon. I believe that is the next RPG we plan on doing after Paper Mario ends. If I'm gonna record it though, I'm going to do the original Super Nintendo version, because it's much easier to record, and when it comes to a commentary channel, guys, doing the optional stuff like the Cave of Trials or the Lunar Ruins is good for Let's Plays, but I don't think very interesting for commentary. Because I do believe there's a difference. It may not be much, but I do believe there's a difference. So for Final Fantasy IV, I think I'm going to do the original Super Nintendo version, the American Super Nintendo version, because that's the one I grew up with, and we can poke fun of its horrible translation as a result. Because that's what we do there, Brain Scratch Cubs. We poke fun of you if you fuck up. Cave Story, you guys have been asking that too. We are planning on doing Cave Story, however, none of us are recording that except Nathan. Nathan, Paranoia Sonic, as you might know him as, is recording that game for us because he absolutely loves that game. Alright, give me a second here, guys, because I got hit twice. Idealistically, the insta-shoot will make this guy a total joke. I seem to be having some collision detection issues here, because I'm trying to spin up this. I'm trying to do the strategy that I've been doing since I first started playing this fucking game, and it's not working as well. Like, Sonic's not reacting appropriately to the slopes here. Like, I'm hitting the jump there, and what should be happening, I should be doing that, actually. But he's not doing that. I also noticed the Robotnik music is a bit slowed down from its original. Oh yeah, Ted's also, Ted just started recording. Actually, I'm not sure if he's done uploading all of it yet. He's doing the Muramasa game on the Wii, which I always had an eye for, especially after seeing that suggestive Game Informer cover with the chick that's being tangled by the octopus. Okay, I'm assuming I have to take this. But Muramasa, that's another Atlas game, isn't it? I'm assuming, because the art style actually reminds me a lot of Odin Sphere, another game that I have, but I haven't played yet. Let me see. I'm actually very tempted to get a few Vita games and just borrow Elliot's PS Vita to play, because I was actually asking Matt when we're attempting to record Persona Parts 15 and 16 through Skype. I asked him if Persona 3 and 4 are a little more accessible than, say, Persona 1 and 2, and he said 4 is probably the one I'll enjoy the most for a person like me, but he'd recommend Persona 4 Golden for the Vita. Now, I don't have a Vita, and I don't plan on getting one until the game library spruces it up by a shitload, but I can buy Golden, and I can use Elliot's Vita, which he doesn't. I'm sure he had no problem with me borrowing, because I let him use my 3DS for a long time before I bought him his own. And if what Matt says is true, and I'll enjoy 4 the most for, you know, a person like me who's quite nervous when it comes to experimentation with RPGs, then I will play Persona 4 Golden on the Vita. Whee! Anyway. I've already answered the question, Rad Rich Ice, but I plan on getting the PS4 when it comes out. That's the console I'm going to buy. I'm not going to get the Xbox One, because even though I am appreciative of them doing a complete 180, an Xbox 180, on their DRM chip policies, I'm still not exactly sold. So I will be getting the PS4. Even with these cosmetic changes, Hilltop is still pretty fucking boring. Have I ever played the indie title Journey? No. Have I heard of it? Yes, but that's generally where I draw the line. Because, you know, when I mentioned that I was taking requests for doing indie titles, I got a number of you that requested Journey. Not on the same level as people that were requesting like Super Meat Boy and Cave Story and all that kind of shit, but I do plan on revisiting indie titles later down the road, guys. You know, this is not the only time I'm going to be doing indie titles. So I figured, I'll tell you what, the next time I start looking at indie titles again, the first game I'll do is Journey, because I did hear a lot of you request that, and I should do that, you know, just to satisfy the Journey fans out there. Assuming that's the reason why you want me to review it, is because you're fans of it, or it's terrible and you'd like to hear me rip it apart. I could spin dash here, but I'm not sure if I will land on Barney or not. What is Retro City Rampage? Is that, why do I immediately think of River City Ransom when I hear that name? This thing was never threatening to me. Good job, old chum. Yeah, what do you guys think? Reggie for Smash 4? I do like Reggie. Out of all the people that, you know, oh, look at that. Since I'm on the opposite end of the capsule, Sonic cannot automatically proceed to the end of the level. Ladies and gentlemen, I think I just got myself in a jam here. So, do you think at any point Sonic will move the capsule? Oh, Jesus Christ. This is, well, it looks like I'm going to have to reset the game, because this is automatic, ladies and gentlemen. I can't do anything. He's, Sonic, I'm assuming, is trying to automatically venture to the right, because, you know, the ROM hack added level transitions like in Sonic 3 and Sonic 3 Knuckles. So, apparently, he can't bypass the capsule. Oops. Still better than Sonic Genesis. Yes, I agree. Yeah, but this is very true. We used a save file, so if I reset the game, we should technically, if I have to do Hilltop over again, then so be it. But we're going to find out right now. Oh, that was interesting. Okay, let's see what we got here. Okay, good. We're starting immediately. Okay, as soon as you beat Robotnik, I think the save file automatically transitions you to the next level. So yeah, here we are. Okay, moving on. We're just going to assume Sonic moved the capsule or finally learned how to move around it. And now we're at Mystic Cave. What do I want Mega Man's final smash to be? I'm pretty much in the same boat as a lot of other people that want the Super Adapter from Mega Man 6. But if it has to be like a really flashy spectacle sort of thing, well, no, we already had Hyper Mega Man from Marvel vs. Capcom, so we'll try to be a little more original than that. And then again, Mega Man is also rocking his Shoryuken from Marvel vs. Capcom, so what's to stop them from implementing Hyper Mega Man 2? Or maybe some sort of, I don't know, some sort of contraption that Dr. Light built specifically for Smash Brothers. I don't know. But, I don't know. I honestly couldn't tell you off the top of my head. That's not an idea that hasn't been reused already. Oh, just for those who are curious, ever since Billy Hatcher and the Giant Egg has been donated to me, I have test played it, but I still haven't played enough of it to form an opinion. But I can no longer ask you though if that game is any good, because now I have no excuse to keep asking that question. You know, I never played Sonic Dash. That's the Temple Run clone on mobile devices, isn't it? Where Sonic's moving left and right and avoiding all obstacles, collecting rings, and all that jazz. Nah, I never really had any interest in that because I was never a fan of Temple Run to begin with. Temple Run is one of those really casual sort of games that you play while you're on the shitter, you know, like Angry Birds. And to me, I try to get a little more out of a Sonic game than that. So I don't think that's ever going to be a game I'm going to play. I mean, if it's good, it's good. I mean, you know, whatever. But I don't plan on playing it. Oh, the Act 2 is actually using the multiplayer Mystic Cave music, which I do like. Actually, I do like this track. I also get a bit of PTSD though when I hear it though, because back when I first played Sonic 2 on the Genesis, I used to do a lot of multiplayer matches with my uncle and my cousins, who I used to spend countless nights over, and I was terrible at them. So, and you know what happens when one player crosses the goal line, the other player has, I think, about 60 seconds to cross the line themselves, and if not, you're going to hear the drowning music, which terrified the fuck out of me when I was a kid, and I most often would die because I wouldn't reach the goal in time. I was a terrible Sonic player back in my young days, but I had no problem doing special stages. What kind of shit is that? Oh, god damn it! Ah! Okay, anyway, I have some time to answer some questions. Ladies and gentlemen, I've been playing this game for over 20 years, and I still fall for that fucking thing. Damn it, John. Oh, man. Do you guys ever have that sort of trap that you know is there because you played the hell out of the game, but you still end up running into it because you honestly just forget about it? You know, and I'm not just talking about the pit here, obviously, but holy shit, I know it's there and I still fall into the fucking thing. No, not into the pit. It burns. Okay, I shouldn't do that. Take my fucking time. I see you now, you son of a bitch. There you go. There was there was an extra life down this one, wasn't there? Oh, I think the lives cap out at 9 in this. Oh no, wait, they always capped out at 9 in the original Sonic 2. It wasn't until Sonic 3 where the lives went above 10. Or am I thinking of something else? Yeah, there's a pit of death followed by a pit of life. Sega's apologizing for that one pit instead of just removing the fucking thing. Actually, no, it's only a real pain in the ass if you're Super Sonic and you fall into that son of a bitch. Because then you're just waiting there until you run out of rings. Thoughts on Mario Kart 8? Well, not that Mario Kart Wii had terrible online to begin with. I actually hear that Mario Kart Wii's online was actually pretty solid. But considering, you know, I have a lot more friends than I did when Mario Kart Wii came out, I'm looking forward to online multiplayer because, you know, that always equals a good time. Assuming the mechanics aren't that different from every other Mario Kart game. But yeah, that's generally my focus on it. I have really no thoughts on the whole anti-gravity thing, you know, driving off walls or driving upside down, you know, whatever. If that's what you want to do, then by all means do it. You know, I never watched Avatar: The Last Airbender. I never really had any interest in it. And by extension, that means that also applies for The Legend of Korra too. I don't know. You know, actually, it's strictly my fault because it's just a stigma I had. Even though Avatar didn't really do it as all right. I'm pretty sure you guys are familiar with Teen Titans, the original run of it. Back on WB and stuff like that. I know I died, but that's not the point. The one thing that really irked the fuck out of me with Teen Titans was that it was anime without being anime. You know, and to me, from a developer's perspective, it's like the developers of that show were so desperate to create a Japanese anime without actually being a Japanese anime that it just it annoyed me. Like character quirks and like Japanese for the sake of being Japanese, and to me that was it bothered me. You know, the art style is called anime-esque, I believe. You know, when it's anime but not exactly Japanese anime. And to me that bothered me about the show. I don't know why, it just did. And Avatar had a similar setting, much more refined, mind you. But I don't know. It's just, there's something about Avatar that just did not pique my interest as many other Nickelodeon shows back then did. And from what I hear, like, and from a lot of people, I'm really missing out because I know Avatar has a pretty big fan base, as does the Legend of Korra. I know nobody likes the M. Night Shyamalan movie, and you know it's my loss. But Avatar didn't pull me in. It just didn't. There's just something about it I didn't like, and unfortunately I think it's going to stay that way until maybe one day some asshole straps me to a chair and forces me to watch a season. Yeah, this is coming from the same guy who watched Sailor fucking Moon. Yes, I did watch Sailor Moon back when it aired on was it WB? Yeah, it came on WB I think right after or right before Charles in Charge at like 6:30 in the morning, because that's also when Pokemon came on. And I actually followed Sailor Moon for a little bit, even when it went into Toonami, but I think I stopped watching after it went on Toonami, because at that point I couldn't really care anymore. I just stopped watching it. I was strictly the Dragon Ball Z guy at that point, and yeah, that's how the cookie crumbles. Wait, was Sailor Moon, was it Cartoon Network? Was it early morning Cartoon Network? That's what it is. I'm thinking of that. Yeah. I know what Slayers is, but I never watched it. Isn't like the main protagonist of that like Nina or something like that? Redhead with you know, medieval garb and stuff like that. I don't remember. Am I thinking of that? I don't remember. Oil Ocean is not terrible, but it's better than fucking Hilltop. Thoughts on Arkham Origins. Alright. And after I've actually seen some, thanks to E3, I was able to see some Arkham Origins gameplay footage, and it pretty much just looks to be like Arkham City and Arkham Asylum. You know, different locales, different settings. I'm still a little iffy on it because, you know, they decided not to announce anything about Arkham Origins till about 6 months before the game was at its release date, and to me that's generally not a good sign, and I know why they did it. It's because one thing, the game is not being developed by Rocksteady. It's being developed by WB Montreal, which I believe was responsible for the Wii U port of Arkham City. And obviously, people are going to be iffy about that. If the developers are not the same as Arkham Asylum and Arkham City, then people are going to be very skeptical. Sorry. And you know, I'm one of those people. But I'm willing to give the game a chance because I've seen the gameplay footage. I love Arkham City and Arkham Asylum's formula, and Arkham Origins seems to be continuing with that. So I will definitely give it a shot. It's definitely going to be a day one buy for me, but I have my skepticism, and we're just going to have to see what happens after I play the game. I don't remember that spring being there. Would I play a bullet hell? I've played bullet hells. Would you consider the likes of Radiant Silvergun and Ikaruga bullet hells, or are we talking about Toho and Mobile Light Force 2 and shit like that? Because I have played my share of Radiant Silvergun, and I have played Ikaruga. And those games are disgustingly difficult. But I don't know. It takes a certain mind and taste to enjoy bullet hells. You know, to me, if you're playing a bullet hell, you have something to prove. And whether or not I care about that thing you're trying to prove or not is whether or not I'll actually watch you play it. But me, I have nothing to prove. I have nothing to gain from mastering a bullet hell. I guess just for the sake of saying I did it. But it doesn't really mean much. I guess not. That's gonna bite me in the ass. No, but this boss is actually pretty simple enough, as it is. The giant nose, which you can't tell it's a nose, actually, because the oil kind of obscures it a bit. But with the electric shield, actually, this boss should be even easier than it already is. Oh, damn it. See, that's what happens when I look at the chat box and... That rumored Sonic show. I've heard some things about it. Isn't it called, like, isn't like that's a native title called, Sonic Boom, was it? Yeah, it's bad enough we already got a convention that's called Sonic... Oh god, I'm stuck. I can't move. Ah! Adobe software update, not now. Okay. I'm back. Okay, you know when you get those pop-ups, you know when you get system updates, a window pops up and it technically takes you out of the emulator, so now your controls are stuck and Sonic can't help himself. Oh boy. My animation on this stage, Johnny? Oh, you're talking about the oil ocean gag I had for the Sonic 2 review. Yeah, I actually did like that. I think me and Ryan came up with that at the same time. We just figured, like, what happens if you threw a lit match on the oil here? Would it cause a huge explosion? And then I took the explosion sequence from Budokai 3, and it ended up being really good, and I showed a lot of my friends at the Art Institute, and they all loved it, and I'm glad you liked it too. Anyway, we have Metropolis Zone here, ladies and gentlemen. You guys know why I don't like this stage. We got... What the fuck happened there? Did you see that? The sprite glitched out there for a second. I wasn't sure if that was a brand new... Okay, anyway, let's just move on. Ooh, that terrifies me. No, I shouldn't be doing that. Okay, we have Asterons, we have Shell Crackers, and of course we have Slice. Oh, look, the electric shield bounces off the Asteron spikes. That's cool. But, will it bounce off those attacks? Wait, I'm curious. Oh wait, he already threw his damn things at me. Damn it. Alright, we'll find out later. Something tells me there won't, but... Oh, fuck, there's spikes here, that's true. I actually do like the Sonic 3 dynamics used in this version of the song. It's kind of cool. No. Okay. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I apologize for any ear rape that we could potentially hear in the next 3 acts. But those of you who are well familiar with my reviews and my Let's Plays, you know I don't like this zone. Very good reasons. Nobody likes this zone. I don't know anybody that likes Metropolis. Do I still find myself enjoying Sonic games like the ones I play? I still play these games for a reason, because I love them. Fuck you. Anyway, I was talking to the slicer, not you. You know, I'm of that mindset that gets really sick of all the updated re-releases of the games we get, but in the cases of like the Sonic CD and Sonic 1 by Taxman and Stealth, that, you know, adds to it more than just ported over to the device, you know, more power to that sort of thing, because you're giving a younger generation a chance to play the games that I played the shit out of as a kid, only they get, you know, added benefits, you know. They get widescreen support, they get a save feature. I know that's that's very, doesn't sound like a big deal, but, you know, it is to me in a sense. And to me, if it introduces a younger crowd to one of my favorite video game characters of all time, then who cares? Whatever. You know, I still hold the classic games in very high regard, because these games are just so much fun to me. I really do get kick out of these. No, I don't think I ever got a time over in Metropolis Act, in any of the acts actually. Maybe like the longest it's ever taken me was like 6 minutes. But other than that, I do apologize if I'm being a little hesitant here, ladies and gentlemen, because I'm trying to read the chat window. Ooh! Woo! Woo! Psychological instinct or pure luck? You decide. What do I like more, Generations or Colors? Generations. I still find Colors to be a very enjoyable experience, but Generations, to me, in level design and what it did to the formula that was pretty cool to begin with, it just did a lot of things right, despite the reused level tropes and, you know, stuff like that. To me, it's a much better gameplay experience, if that's all you care about. Alright, and go. Yeah, and the mods. You can't forget about those mods. Mods definitely add a lot more replayability and meat to it, assuming you have the PC version and can run it to begin with, which is not very hard to do! Ah! Ladies and gentlemen, Tim the Two-Man Taylor. Oh no. I never heard of Facade. What is Facade? Is that an indie title? I'm trying to read your name, but it's in very neon green and I can't read it. And you know what? I get a lot of questions too, but in terms of like Sonic Lost World, but honestly guys, I have no idea what to think of that game. You know, they're changing the formula, which I thought could use a little more expansion upon. And it seems to be reverting back to the adventure formula, which I think has a lot of potential as well, but so far, I have no idea what to think about that, about the game so far. I really don't have an opinion on it. And why is it called Desert Zone when there's no fucking desert? I seriously think that has to be a mistranslation of dessert that they're just playing along with. I don't get it. You know, we're gonna call it Desert Zone, but not actually have a desert. Get what I mean? Get what I mean? Get what I mean? Yeah, Sonic Lost World is just gonna be one of those games I'm just gonna have to wait until I pick it up and play it myself. You know, at least with Generations and Colors, I was expecting something, but Lost World is doing something completely different, and as a result, I don't know what to think. Oh god, the slicer rejuvenated his slicers. It's not gonna fall down, is it? Ah! Okay, good. Sorry. Parkour! I love that video. I actually favorite that video on my YouTube account. I'm not sure if you guys are still able to see the stuff I like or favorite it nowadays with the YouTube changing their settings and all that sort of thing. But yeah, I did favorite that animation that someone made. I think the original clip is from The Office. I'm still here. Change the name color, simple cut stream, I can read that. Anyway, if you were the guy that asked about Facade. Oh, what is that? What was that? Whatever it is, Tails got rid of it. I never heard of Facade, so I have no general opinion on it. Apparently, though, it's not a good game. Or was it an interesting idea, at least? Have I ever played Big Rigs? Oh, you're asking if I'm going to Let's Play Big Rigs. No, why? Why would I actively waste your time like that? Oh my. Oh, see, well, I was looking at the fucking chat box, I get hit by... I blame you guys. That was your fault. It never ends! Seriously, I played this game so many damn times! And yes, I am familiar with Screw Attack's Death Battle. I don't watch it as often as I used to. Then again, I'm not sure how often they update that. But I do watch it. And I do get a kick out of it, especially like the character synopsis and all that stuff. And it's a good watch. You know, I'm pretty sure you guys are familiar with Super Mario Bros. Z by Alvin Earthworm. That's unfortunately canceled because of development hell, and that's sad to say. But you know, I really did enjoy watching that sort of thing in Death Battle, especially with the animator style. It really goes for those really kinetic, fast-paced battles, and you know, it's good for strictly entertaining purposes, and I really do look forward to watching every matchup. I think the latest one was Shao Kahn versus M. Bison, which was Shao Kahn, spoiler awards, Shao Kahn being the victor. And it makes sense to me in a sense, though I am personally more of a fan of Bison than Shao Kahn. Alright, this is the one with the slicer on the top, wasn't it? Alright. I am going to hold down the jump button. Okay, no, it's not this one. I'm probably thinking of the other one. Look at that slow down, baby. Oh, what am I doing, John? I am distracted! And I died. But I still have plenty of lives. So, when are we getting an Elliott run of Sonic 3? Asked Matt. Zing. But, anyway. If there's a rumor that Super Mario Bros. Z will return, then I am treating it just that, a rumor and nothing more. I would like that for that to happen, but at the same time, I don't want the guy to lose his goddamn mind making new episodes. Because if that happens, he can't make any more. Have I ever played Mystic Quest? I'm assuming you mean Final Fantasy Mystic Quest. Yes, I have, and it's boring as fuck. It's one of those RPGs that, you know, is supposed to be introductory level to people that never played an RPG in their life, but to me, I don't think it does a good job even doing that, because it is so ridiculously bare. You know, I will go on and say that time and time again, if you're going to play an RPG as your first, you play Final Fantasy IV, because that does a lot of things right that is also very user-friendly and good for beginners, while at the same time keeping you interested with a good story and characters. Final Fantasy Mystic Quest does not do any of that, and as a result, it is just a chore to play, and it is way too easy for its own good. Ugh. Great boss battle music, though. And as I approach the Eggman boss battle for this one, alright, this one actually should be theoretically a piece of cake with the insta-shield. Yeah, looks like it's going to be. I can barely reach him though with it. Yeah, there's a mirror of the sprite on the balloon Eggman. I always assumed Sonic pawned off the rings that he collected. I mean, obviously he shoves them all up his ass. And Sonic is defying gravity. And we're doing this again, aren't we, Sonic? Oh, Jesus Christ! 2 times in a row. It's great. Have I ever played Blue Dragon? Yes, I have. I actually used to own it, and then I didn't. That didn't last very long, ladies and gentlemen. Wait, did something happen? I saw something transition. Are we actually gonna go anywhere? You saw that? Those look like the titles screen. Okay. Whatever. Okay. Let's reset again, because I'm not dealing with that shit again. Yes, this game is rather unfinished indeed. But we're almost done. I mean, Metropolis Zone is the longest zone in the game, so after this we got Sky Chase, and then we got Wing Fortress, and then we got Death Egg. Yeah, here we go. Wow, that is a very, very dazzling icon of Sky Chase. Anyway. Oh, look at that. I like that little idle animation that Sonic has. Try to give him justification of how the hell he's standing on top of a biplane like 10,000 feet in the air. Not that that would actually do anything, he'd still be flying off the damn thing, no matter how hard he held on. Because, in case you don't know, there's a hell of a lot of wind resistance when you're this high in the air. And I'm assuming Tails is flying pretty fast. Or maybe he's actually flying really slow, you know. Maybe the turtles are not, you know, he's not going really fast to begin with. Sky Chase. It's actually one of those level themes that I didn't like at first, actually, but it kind of grew on me. It's very relaxing, very, yeah, that's about it. Phantasmagoria. I've heard of that game. I don't know what it is, though. What the hell? Okay. I guess that's a forbidden word in the live stream. If I say Phantasmagoria, I am destined to get hurt. Out of all the Batman movies I've watched, which one is my favorite? That really depends on what I'm in the mood for. If I'm in the mood for something visually pleasing, and you know, when I want to get a Batman feel, I watch Batman '89. But if I want to watch a Batman film that just entertains me from beginning to end, despite the length, I watch Dark Knight. With Batman Begins almost right up there. Because I think that one was a good blend of the Nolanverse and Burton in terms of visual design. You know, because they actually attempted a Gotham City in Begins, and they just fuck it and went with Chicago for Dark Knight and Pittsburgh for Dark Knight Rises. Have I ever gone supersonic on this level before? Yes, I have, and that's not a good idea because you'll run right off the damn plane. And as Tails reflects on his design flaws with the tornado, I will infiltrate Eggman's fortress for this game, Wing Fortress Zone. A one-act stage, but thankfully only so, because I don't like this. I generally don't like any game where you are over bombless pits a lot, and since I have the electric shit, I can take this shortcut. Actually, I usually take the propeller shortcut, but I'm not going to do that for this one. I'm going to actually take the long way for this one. There we go. And as we see here, the ship says Eggman, not Robotnik, because they didn't have time to change the graphics for the sake of American continuity. Then again, is this still where Earth was Mobius at this point? Oh, you can't destroy those things. I always thought you could. Ooh, I should probably go up. My most anticipated game for E3 besides Smash, Kingdom Hearts 3. I know that's not coming out for a very long time, but hell, I'm still looking forward to it. Now, my eyes were deceiving me. Did I just see the 3 ring boxes floating ominously in midair? Yes, I did. Huh, look at that. I never played The Darkness, never even heard of it. Something tells me I don't want to go this way, but let's see anyway. If any of us at SGB are going to do FPSs at any point, we're probably going to do Halo first, because that's the one I played the most. You know, me, well, not so much Elliot, but me, Matt, and Mark especially have played a lot of Halo in our day, and me and Mark have done the campaign mode, I think, like 3 times. So if we're ever going to do an FPS for SGB, no matter what the occasional Let's Play or a SmackDown Sunday, it'll most likely be Halo first. Now, which Halo, I'm not sure. Most likely Halo 1 or Halo 2, with Halo 3 in consideration for later on. I shouldn't be here. This boss is a pain in the ass, especially with the default Sonic 2 setup, you know, no insta-shield. I mean, if you have rings, though, you should be fine, as long as you hold on to them. Get the extra life here. Alright, now don't glitch out of me, game. You made my heart jump there. Johnny, I'm going into high school. How can I prepare? You just do it. Take notes. Pay attention. And sit in the front of the class, for God's sakes. If you sit in the back, you're just going to get lazy as a result. You know, if you force yourself to sit in the front of the classroom, the teacher will easily notice you more. And as a result, they'll know if you're slacking or not. I know you kids nowadays with your 3DSs and your mobile devices can think that you can just slack off in the back of the classroom and text and play your Angry Birds or your Temple Run at your leisure, but that doesn't get you good grades. Unless you're a fucking genius, well then go to hell, nobody cares. Alright, hopefully my strategy this still works. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, that still works. Now to bounce on him. 2, 3, 4. Okay, now theoretically, the final boss with Eggman should be easier with the insta-shield, but I'm still a nervous wreck because I still don't have any rings. High school killed you, Pony Brony. Oh, come on. That's clear talk. Alright, but just utilize insta-shield effectively. I should be fine. Whoa! God, how did I not die there? I'm not that old. High school is a joke. Well, when you look back at it. No, actually, no. I'll disagree. It's a pain in the ass. When you first do it, it's a pain in the ass. But then you look back, you realize they're probably the best years of your life. Especially 12th grade. Or 10th grade in my case. Okay, that's it. That's the end of Sonic 2 S3 Edition with the 2 game-breaking glitches that we encountered. It's overall a decent ROM hack, but you know that the whole game-breaking transitioning there that we experienced in Hilltop and in Metropolis can be an issue if you're playing this game on a flash card. But again, I don't bother going for Chaos Emeralds in Sonic 2 because I actually enjoy the bad ending more than the good ending. In the bad ending, Tails rescues Sonic, which implies a decent bond, a friendship, that you couldn't get anywhere else. I mean, I don't see Matt rescue me in biplanes. Matt would try to actively run me over with the biplane. But, anyway, now that we have, we got an ending with credits here, I can take a look at some more questions here. Because we're actually going to be ending this pretty soon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm getting a headache. My opinion of Sonic shits. That's the other collaboration of animations by Sonic Paradox, right? I believe Nathan has showed me one, and I don't want to watch it again. Sonic shits is like, it's a mind rape, and if you like that sort of thing, watch it. Have I ever played Mushroom Kingdom Fusion or Super Mario Fusion Revival? No, I never heard of them. What are they? I'm assuming there are fan games that expand upon the Mario formula in ways that we wish Nintendo would? Or are they just interesting little projects that are worth a once-over? Yeah, if you want to definitive... Ow! What the hell was that? What glitchy disassembly god have I angered for beating this game with a bad ending? Okay, that's actually getting kind of annoying. Holy shit, what the fuck was that? The drums took a shit. Ooh, wow, that would have... It's a good thing I didn't have the volume all the way up. That would have really hurt my ears. Ooh. Okay, there we go. Oh, damn it. I really can't think of a quick summarization of recent generations of Pokemon. Well, besides, I will say that Black and White 2 is my favorite generation by far. Because there's just something Black and White 2 did something more than Black and White 1. Because I attempted to get into Pokemon again after playing Heart Gold and Soul Silver, which are remakes of some of my favorite Pokemon games of all time. I was into the Pokemon scene again, so I actively went out of my way to play Black and White, but then I stopped about 2 badges in Black and White, and then I just put it down. So when I heard that Ryan and Ted were going to get Black and White 2, and I want to be up to date with that sort of thing, I did buy Black and White 2, and I don't know what the hell happened between Black and White 2, but I just couldn't put it down. Like, seriously, Black and White 2 did so many things right, structurally speaking, and in just terms of the world you explore, and it just, I just could not put it down, and as a result, I got a lot of playtime. I think I have like, it may not sound like much if you're a Pokemon enthusiast, but I clocked in about 130 hours right now on Pokemon Black and White 2, and I haven't done that much. I haven't had that clock time since Generation 2, and it's got to say something. So, yeah, but in terms of Generation 3, I have nothing because I've barely experienced Generation 3. That's not Fire Red or Leaf Green. Even then, I don't really think that counts. And Generation 4, not counting the Heart Gold and Soul Silver remakes, I didn't really like Diamond, Pearl, and Platinum. I like Platinum the most out of all of Gen 4, between the 3, but I didn't like that. I didn't like the Sinnoh's World. Too many HMs. And it just wasn't that interesting. I didn't like Team Galactic, and yeah, it just wasn't doing anything for me. So that's my opinions in a nutshell. I'll be sure to expand upon them whenever I get to doing the other generations in another Pokemon marathon, or it could be a month of Pokemon. I'm not exactly sure. It depends on how well I can schedule ahead of time. Have I finished Collage? Yes, I have. It was a nice collage. But, no, okay. Yeah, I've graduated college 2011. And, so I do have my bachelor's in media arts and animation. So, not that it really means anything at this point. But I have it, and it looks good on our resume. But, yeah, that's generally how it is. I am looking forward, though, to shift back to Pokemon for a second. I am looking forward to Gen 6. I will be getting both Pokemon X and Y for the sake of, having access to both games' Pokemon. And, the fact that it's going to be the first 3D mainstream Pokemon game, I think that's reason enough to buy it if you're into Pokemon to begin with. And I'm just very interested to see what this generation will introduce, how it's going to change anything, I don't think it's going to change much in terms of formula, but well, besides the addition of the fairy type Pokemon, but I'm definitely looking forward to it because this is it. This Pokemon's making the leap into 3D, and we're going to see how much Pokemon still remains Pokemon even after the third dimensional shift. You know, a lot of people were asking whether or not I should ever do like a month of shitty games, but like besides the obvious Bubsy 3D, like what would you guys consider like I always did want to do like an homage to James Rolfe, one of my main inspirations for Some Call Me Johnny, but uh, I wouldn't know exactly how to pay tribute to them. Like, well, besides Bubsy 3D, what games would I play? Actually, I would need to actually own the games too. Like, don't ask me to do a 3DO review. But I'm not exactly sure. Oh, Alfred the Chicken. I actually played the demo of that, and I hated that thing. Such a boring piece of shit. Would I be willing to do any online games with fans or anything over Skype with your fans? It really depends on my scheduling. And, I have no problem playing, like, online matches with fans or subscribers of any three channels. Some Call Me Johnny actually likes to play their brain scratch commentaries. Thing is, though, it's like, especially with like the likes of Xbox Live, and I think the PSN and Wii U do it too. Like, there's a limit to like friends lists. I think the cap is 100. So if I were to invite you over to play an online game, I hope you understand that I'll have to immediately delete your name after we meet, because there might be some other person that wants to invite me over to a game or play a game online. But even then, it depends on the system too, because if we're talking Xbox, then I would need a gold subscription to play online games, I believe. And in the PlayStation Network's case, I would need to actually own the game that we want to play together. So there's a lot of little intricacies that you have to keep in mind when it comes to playing online. Usually, like, if there's one game you'll guarantee me ever play in a multiplayer aspect is Smash Brothers, because I will always I have every single one of those games. But even then, you're limited to Brawl because that's the only one that's actually online, and even then, Brawl's online's a piece of shit. That's I really hope Smash Brothers for the Wii U and 3DS has fantastic online, and if it does, then I'm going to get it anyway. But it's all the more reason to get it. Simple Cut Stream, I've already given my opinions and thoughts of Facade, so at this point, I'm just going to maybe look it up eventually, but other than that, it's not a priority at the moment. But this live stream is probably going to go on for maybe another 10-15 minutes, because my eyes are starting to burn. And I still have an animation to complete, and I'm pretty much... Oh, the reason why I did this live stream to begin with is because I just wanted to take a break from the animation, because I get some massive finger cramps when you're, especially right after, it's bad enough when you have to, like, rough out each and every frame, especially when you're doing it my way. I do frame-by-frame animation because it's just my style that I like to do, with tweening every once in a while. But you rough out the animation, then you have to go over it again with inking and then coloring, and then you got to do backgrounds, and then you have to take it to Adobe Premiere or for compositing, or maybe After Effects if you want to do a little something a little fancy. And then there's sound editing, all that sort of thing. I'm doing all this by myself. I have no assistance with this whatsoever, and sometimes you just got to take a break from that stuff. And unfortunately, I really wanted to. I do really need to get that Dust and Elysian Tale review up and going as soon as I'm done. But this is it, though. Like, this is after this week, after the July 4th weekend. Then I'm back to making reviews for Some Call Me Johnny, because I gotta get to Dust, I gotta get to Minecraft, and then I can finally jump to Classic Mega Man Marathon. That's the next big marathon that I plan on doing. Is Classic Mega Man. That little blue fucker right there, that one you see right there, that is the next big marathon I'm doing, is Classic Mega Man. Which ones? We'll find out later. But for in terms of other Sonic ROM hacks, again, I did this one because you know, we've all seen Sonic 2 done to death. I figured I'd change that just a tad bit, and with the exception of a few game-breaking bugs there, I thought it went relatively smooth. But I also thought it can also get me pumped up for the Sonic hacking contest. I see you there, Super Egg 26. If you are the exact same Super Egg that is also responsible for getting me involved with this contest, I'm very much looking forward to it. So I'm actually visiting Sonic Retro every day to get updates on the contest itself. So the moment I start seeing the games available for download, I will download them, I will play the fuck out of them, and I will make reviews for every single contest entry to get you guys familiar with it and to get these guys the attention they deserve, because if they're capable of making something fantastic, they need that praise so they can maybe one day, you know, get a job in game engineering or designing and make a career out of it. You know, I implore that sort of, you know, well, not really, probably wrong choice of words there. I encourage that sort of thing. You know, everybody has a talent for something, and I actually think people should be recognized for something they're really good at doing, assuming it's not bomb making. But I'm looking forward to that contest, and I'm looking very much forward to reviewing all those games. Oh, you're very welcome, Eric Crash 73. Is that Eric Crash 73? Yeah, it's Eric Crash 73. Okay. Do I have 12 inches of beef? If I'm assuming you mean meatloaf, yes, I do actually. I like meatloaf with barbecue sauce and onions. Yeah, that's good. Chicken or steak? Steak. Steak is kick ass. It's expensive though, but it tastes so good when you cook it right. I love Die Hard. Can't get enough of Die Hard. Well, more accurately, I love Die Hard 1 and with a vengeance. Die Harder is okay, just it's not great. And Live Free or Die Hard is enjoyable but not fantastic. And I haven't even seen A Good Day to Die Hard, but I heard that is the worst of the film series, and that's not a good sign. No, I do not like TMNT 3. I don't think I know anybody that does. I haven't seen that movie since I first saw it on Pop Vision. If you guys ever had that subscription service, and I don't even remember what channel it was on. But that's like 94, 95, and yeah, I haven't, with the exception of the Angry Video Game Nerd mentioning it and the Nostalgic Craig freaking out after watching it, I haven't I have no interest in ever revisiting that movie. Johnny, does Barry Manilow know you raid his wardrobe? Barry Manilow is a fan of X-Men? Are you talking about the headset, the hats, the glasses, my scruffy goatee? I really need to get a haircut. And or are you talking about the figures in the back? There was a time where I used to ingest the hell out of Arizona teas, especially the 99-cent tall cans that were such a bargain, but I'm pretty much a coffee nut now. I barely drink, if I'm drinking juice of any sort, it's a V8 Splash. Love V8 Splashes, can't get enough of that. Berry Blend is my favorite. Shameless promotion. Oh, yeah, I still drink soda every once in a while, like Pepsi and Coke, but I'm more of a coffee guy now because coffee keeps me up. Pepsi doesn't. Pepsi just tastes good with a good steak and a video game. Yeah, I still have the Zelda cap. It's tucked away though. I think it's with my Ash Ketchum hat that I think I have in the closet somewhere. I heard of a game called Pepsi Man, and I don't think I want to play it. SpongeBob or Fairly Odd Parents? That depends on what seasons we're talking about here. Actually, I was always more of a fan of SpongeBob than Fairly Odd Parents, but Fairly Odd Parents, before they went and made everyone a complete and utter retard, was still pretty enjoyable to watch. But SpongeBob in particular, like I find myself every once in a while revisiting some old SpongeBob seasons, and that shit still makes me laugh to this day because the writing and the jokes in that were so damn spot on with a lot of things, and it's just if you haven't watched it yet, if you haven't watched any old SpongeBob episodes, then I implore you guys to go out and watch this. But anyway, guys, I do need to end this live stream, unfortunately, because I'm still in a rather overnight mood, but I have to get ready for the week that's approaching. Lots of stuff to edit and animation to complete. Yeah, that's pretty much it. But I hope you guys enjoyed this Q&A. I'll be sure to upload this on YouTube as soon as it's done exporting. But anyway, if I have the time, I will probably do another Hanging Out, maybe within another week or so, because I really do want to start doing these again, and especially with like Let's Plays for like Some Call Me Johnny, like live stream Let's Plays for like especially like pretty big games like maybe like Link to the Past or major Zelda games or RPGs in general, actually. And if you guys are down for that, then I'm down with that too. But anyway, guys, thank you guys for all watching. You guys have a great night, and take care. Now to awkwardly end the broadcast.